fun and games before we get cracking. See if that works better. That seems to be happier now, doesn't it? There we are. Just wait for the PC to match up with the phone, the camera. I realize you're getting a lot of, yeah, just bear me a moment, guys. I'll just lower this a bit. Otherwise, you're going to have a great load of camera view of above my head and to the ceiling. Not a lot of me. There we go. That's better, isn't it? How about that? Right, let's skip the ads, I think. Just let them go. There we go. Happy days. Good evening. Welcome to live chat number 52 here on Brooks's Space Corner. I'm Mike Brooks. Hope you're well. Wherever you are in the world, hope everything is fine and dandy. Long time no see. Well, about a month, of course. So we're in the middle of, well, coming up towards the end, I guess, of July 2023. This is the second of 3 monthly live chats here on Brooks's Space Corner. Normally we do this regularly on a weekly basis every Tuesday from 8 p.m. here in London town in the UK. But through the summer months, we're taking a little bit of a breather, recharging the batteries a bit, letting you fine folks go and enjoy your holidays. You might be enjoying the weather outside in your back garden, wherever you are in the world. I can't ask you to keep logging into my live chats every Tuesday through the summer. It'd be madness. So we're taking a little bit of a break. Tonight is number 2 through the summer. It's live chat 52 though. 52 live chats we've done here on the channel. There'll be one more of these on, I think it's August 29th. I know it's already scheduled in. That's the last of the 3 summer live chats. And then when we get back into September, this will revert back to regular Tuesday evenings on a weekly basis. Now, if you're looking at the screen wondering, he's in sort of the middle 2 quarters of the screen. There's big black pillars either side. Don't worry, I'm not losing my marbles. It's not that I haven't got my phone in horizontal landscape mode. We're going to be joined by a special guest this evening. Some of you may already know who it is. Some may have guessed who it is. If you're not sure, can't wait to find out. Hang around till about 8:20. 8:30, which is about 17 minutes, and providing everything's good at his end, he's going to join us here on the live chat. He may only stay for half an hour, might be an hour, might be here all evening. He may come and go and drop in and out of the live chat as we go. He will be taking questions. I'm going to be monitoring it all and moderating it all. I will say from the outset, just so we're crystal clear, we have a great community here on Brooks's Space Corner. We don't tolerate nonsense. We don't tolerate people misbehaving, being rude. If you come on the live chat and you're offensive, lots of swear words, or you're just here to throw out, just to generally be nasty, we won't tolerate that. And as soon as I see messages like that, or my moderator sees messages like that, we will block you. You will be gone. You won't be on this channel ever again. So, from the outset, I will say, please be nice, please be pleasant. I don't normally have to ask this of the regulars here on my Brooks's Space Corner live chat. We're all pretty grown up, nice people. But due to the nature of the numbers of fans that this band has, we could end up with some people being a bit daft. Maybe they've had a few too many libations or sherries or Dubonnets, whatever their choice of alcohol is. So if we get any of that, we will just block you. So you'll be gone. So on that note, good to see you all. Hope you're all safe and well. I've got to do a little bit of housekeeping before we sort of get into the nuts and bolts of tonight's live chat. And I can see messages coming in, so that's all good. Let me just turn that on here on the camera so I'm seeing everything. So if you've never been here on a live chat, either on my channel or any other channel before, you're very welcome. Good to see you. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notifications. And please, if you enjoy the video as we go through the evening, please give the video a like. It would be very much appreciated. Underneath this video window, you'll see an array of icons. You'll see a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Please give a thumbs up if you can. If you don't enjoy it or you don't like my presentation style, don't just give it a thumbs down and disappear. Please leave a comment. I can't make live chats and what we do here on the channel better, can't improve it if you don't tell me what the problem is. So if there's something you don't like, whether it's me or just the people we have here on the community, or you just don't like the channel, let us know. Next to the thumbs up and thumbs down, you will see a share arrow, which allows you to share this video out to email, websites, social media. You'll see a save button. You'll also see a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called super thanks. It applies to every video here on my channel because we're a monetized channel. So every video has the ability to earn advertising revenue and what have you. Now, if you see a video that you particularly like, whether it's this live chat or it might be another of the videos here on the channel, if you really enjoy it or you really like it, or I give you some information that you didn't know and it's going to help you in your bass playing or taking up bass or what have you, you can help the channel and keep it rolling. We want to keep this channel going for as many years as possible. Super thanks allows you to make a financial donation to the channel. It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be £1, €1, $1. It can be any amount you wish to help the channel out. Anything is gratefully received. We have a lovely fan base and community here. So if you want to be part of that and you'd like to help what we do here, then feel free to hit that super thanks button and you can contribute to keeping the wheels turning for the channel. What does that money go towards? It goes towards lights, recording equipment, microphones, leads, cables, some of the bass stuff, the pedals, the cleaning materials when we do the workshop videos, all the tissues, the rags, all of the various liquids and creams and polishes and sprays that we use. All of that has to be bought. I don't get stuff given to me for free by the companies. So if you help the channel, it means we can just keep it, just lubricates the wheels of progress, if you will. There are other icons there as well, where the thumbs up, thumbs down, super thanks are. Underneath that, you've got a description box for this video. Now, in that box, you will find affiliate links for Thomann, Amazon, Gear for Music, and ANDERTONS. Affiliate links work in this way. So if you see a video on this channel, and every video has the affiliate links in it, if you see a product that I'm using, or a bass or a pedal or an amplifier or a gig bag or strings or cleaning materials, you can go to any of those affiliate links if you have a preferred retailer. So again, there's Thomann from Germany, Amazon UK, Amazon US, and Amazon worldwide, Gear for Music, and ANDERTONS, which are based here in the UK. There are links there. If you click on that link, it'll take you through either to the retailer and their front homepage, or it will take you through to specially built Brooks's Bass Corner shop front that I've created. On some of those retailers, I've broken it down into departments. So you might have a department for bass, one for amps, one for pedals, one for strings, one for accessories. If you go in there, find some items that you want, add them to your basket. When you then go through and complete that transaction, Brooks's Bass Corner receives a very small, and I do emphasize that, it's very small amount of affiliate commission. So you might buy a set of strings for, say, £20. I might get 20 pence or 50 pence. I don't know what the rates are at the moment. That all goes into a big melting pot, which helps, again, to keep the channel going. Once you've fulfilled the transaction and the products are sent out to you, Brooks's Bass Corner receives a very small affiliate commission. That's how it works. I'm very lucky that I have people here in this community who do that. The next thing I'm going to tell you about is we have kind of an affiliate sale thing going on at the moment. You may have seen videos here on the channel. I did some live chat videos last week. You can go and find those in the videos section, of course. Regarding a sale that's going on at Thomann in Germany, which is celebrating the 25th anniversary, and it's called the loyalty sale between Harley Benton, guitars and basses, and Thomann. So in that sale, I think there's like 25 products, or it could be more. I could be wrong. There are guitars, pedals, and basses in there. There's only 4 basses. There's a Sunburst jazz copy, a left-handed Sunburst jazz copy. There's a cherry red, or candy apple red jazz. There's also a bass called the Marquis bass, which is made by, they're all made by Harley Benton, of course. That bass and its 5-string brother were the last basses I wrote reviews for when I was writing for Bass Player magazine, up until around about September last year, before the magazine turned from being a published paper-based magazine. It became a web-based. It's hard to call it a magazine if it's not paper and printed, but it's basically become a web-based online entity. It was the last review, a joint review of the 4 and 5 that I submitted to my editor. It was due for publication in the issue that would have come after the final paper one was published. So that review never got published. No one's ever seen it. I've done 2 demo videos on the channel of the 4 and 5 string. A link to the 4 string is available in the description box below. Harley Benton and Thomann never got to see that review. It never got published. And at the moment, I still haven't published the review videos that I filmed, edited. I just need to put them up on the page, put them up on the channel. So they're doing a sale. I saw a link for it on Bass Chat, on the Bass Chat forum. Clicked on it, went through the list of basses and saw the Marquis bass. Now, already in my head, I was blown away by the 4 and 5 string. To my mind, they're the best value basses I've seen at that price point, sub £500 ever. Okay. They were outstanding. Construction was amazing. Playability was amazing. Sound was fabulous. No complaints. I thought they were fabulous, to the point that I didn't really want to give them back, but the way we operated at the magazine was everything goes back. You don't keep product that comes in for review, it goes back. If you then want to buy it, then that's up to you to liaise with the retailer, distributor, or the manufacturer if you wanted to buy something. That seed was in my head. I thought, actually, at some point, I'd like to get one of these basses. I can do multiple reviews on the channel. And anyway, in this sale, there was only the Sums 4 string. The 5 strings have been discontinued. You can buy the blue or the black, but they were at their regular price. This Marquis bass was up for £128. Now, when I reviewed that bass, it was in 2021. It was priced at $228. It's less than 50% of the original price. Now, at $267, I thought it was a steal, bargain. At $128, it's off the charts. So anyway, I ordered one, naturally. It arrived today. I did a video earlier. We did a live chat round about lunchtime. I did an if you want to check it out, you can. And I'll also put the demo video in there as well. Get a shareable link. Here we are. So this is the video from earlier. And let's do that demo video. So this is a demo of that bass. There we go. You can check it out. You can see what I'm talking about. Anyway, that bass has now arrived. It's here. And during tonight's live chat, at some point, we're going to plug it in and see how it sounds. So moment, I don't know how the pickups or electronics sound based on this example. I know how they sounded when I did you. I quickly it's just behind me, and I'll let you hear it. And buy one of these basses. They're currently going. I have been alerted since I posted that video earlier by a colleague. Evening, John, if you're watching. That this bass may now have gone up in price. So I am just going to stick this link in. I need to check exactly what the price is now. If they've put the price up, I can't keep saying it's a certain price when it isn't. Black and the blue were priced around And at the moment, as it goes through, it's gone up to £175. So clearly I got a bit of a bargain last week at 128. It's currently priced at 175. Let's see what the blue and the black are. So the black is at 192 and the blue is at 192. Clearly I got a bargain last week. So I can't say it's 128 anymore, can I? So it is 175. Okay, well, there we go. But anyway, it's still a steal. If you want to help the channel out, and this base kind of piques your interest, maybe once you've heard it, we'll see what we think. Trying to do, I saw a big shadow happen there. There we go. We will, if you like it, like the sound of it, like the way it looks. Some people don't like the way it looks. So it's too rock. I think it's got overtones of the Warwick and Status buzzards that John Entwistle played in the latter stages of his career. But if you like one of these, even at 175, it's a bargain, I assure you. There's a link directly below this video in the description box. You will see it says, what does it say? Thomann product affiliate link directly below the little block of text that talks about this base. If you click on that link, go through. Postage to the UK was £10 if your purchase was below 149. Well, at 175, it's over, isn't it? So you won't have to pay any postage. If you buy one, the channel gets, again, a very small affiliate commission. That's the way it works. So we'll talk about this base a little later. So we've done the affiliate links. That's fine. Merchandise, Brooks's Base Corner merchandise. I'm sporting a very natty t-shirt, of course. Got the cap on. Underneath this video, you'll see a merchandise shelf with various items from my merchandise. Also in the description box below are merchandise channel links. So there's a UK and Europe shop, all done by Spreadshirt. There's a US and worldwide store, which is by Spreadshirt, Spreadshop. Thank you. So all of the items are there. There's around 9 or 10 designs, but they're all applied to most of the products that these print-on-demand stores have. So we're talking t-shirts, hoodies, caps, mouse mats, mugs and cups, water bottles. There we go. There's the mug. This has been through the dishwasher about 50 times. The print hasn't faded. The quality of the gear from this company is outstanding. Very impressed with their products. Been very good. I know a lot of you have already bought merchandise. There was a free shipping discount over last weekend. Well, sort of end of last week through to the weekend. The next discount, I think, is 15% off starting on the 2nd of August. But you don't have to wait till then if you'd like to buy any of the t-shirts, any of the gear. It's all there. Again, hit the merchandise links in the description box. Go through. And that's it. Have a look at the products we've got. But I have to say, it's all really good. It washes well, irons well. I like it. And I hope you enjoy the designs. It's going to be a lot more designs going up as well. But if you want to help the channel in any way, merchandise purchases, affiliate sales link purchases, all helps. We've done the subscribe button. We've done the notification bell. We've done the likes and shares. Okay, next thing. In the chat window. So if you're on the mobile app, it's directly below. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Large window with messages in. At the bottom of the live chat window, you will see a large emoji icon. Feel free to hit the emojis as much as you want. It helps the channel. It shows YouTube and the algorithm that you're enjoying the live chat. It's all good. So, as you'll see, certain people here have already been doing that, so it's fabulous. Keep it going, guys. We love the emojis, clearly. Also, next to that, you'll see a dollar symbol in a rectangle. That's called Super Chat. So just like Super Thanks that I explained earlier, Super Chat allows you to make a financial contribution to the channel. Small amounts, large amounts, anything in between. It's all very gratefully received. Helps keep the channel going. I'll say thank you in advance, but if you enjoy the live chat, enjoy the content on the channel, if you want to try and help the channel progress and keep it going, a payment via Super Chat or Super Thanks is very much appreciated. So thank you very much in advance. I think that's all those bits done. I'm going to quickly go through the messages here on the live chat, and then we will await to see if our guest of honor is appearing soon, or whether he's going to be a little late, in which case we'll move over to the base, talk about it. I'll stop right there. Our guest is about to join. So, ladies and gentlemen, please, a round of applause for our guest this evening. We should have a very sprightly, young-looking, reserved, shy, retiring even. I'll give you Mr. Neil Fairclough from Queen and Adam Lane, touring bassist. Here we go.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you, Mike? You all right?
Yeah, I'm great. I'm great. Welcome.
I did exactly what you said. I did. I took your advice.
There you go. You see, exactly.
Yeah,
That'll get you through. Neil's got a little bit of a cold at the moment, guys and girls. So be gentle with him.
It means I can sound like a man for once.
I didn't like to say. You know. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? How is everyone? Nice to be here.
I think they're all doing okay. Good. What I'm going to do, I'll have a little chat with you now, and then I'll come over to the live chat and go through the messages. I can see you all typing away and messaging, so that's great.
Yeah.
And what we'll do is
a quick question, Mike. Is that better or is that better?
With the light on.
Oh.
It shows up
people don't normally say that to me. Okay.
Now, I'm just going to check with the regulars. You find people who are watching this live chat, can you hear Neil?
Can you hear me, guys?
North Carolina. Can you hear Neil?
Stacey Ann.
Stacey does my graphics work for me.
Amazing.
Yeah. So
hello Steffi from Germany.
Yeah. Oh, you can see all this too. Excellent.
Steffi says yes.
My cousin Tom Sage, he says yes. All good, live and clear. Fabulous.
Yeah, brilliant. Jenny Hodge. Hi Neil. Hi Mike.
Of course. There we are.
Amazing.
There we are. We've got them all on here.
Brilliant.
So what I will do is I will have a little chat with you now. We'll just sort of let people know who you are, what you do, and things you get up to. And then I'll come through and I'll go through the messages here on the live chat. Now, I've said we will allow people to post questions, but I'm going to monitor and moderate. So if people have a question and they keep typing it in over and over and over again, I'll get to it eventually. But all you're doing is filling up the live chat. So I will be the moderator on this, and I will ask the questions as I see fit. Okay.
You will ask. You will ask the questions. Yeah.
That's it. And I want everyone to be nice and polite, nothing rude, and anyone that sort of tries to push the boundaries a little too much will be removed. So we're playing good, right?
So, digitally in the ether, removed.
That's it. That's it. So, my friend,
how
are you?
I'm good. When we did a bit of a test earlier, Mike, I don't mind telling you because Mike's very patient with me because I've got zero technical ability. But one of the things we discovered is that we both struggle with our glasses, which ones to wear.
Right.
So these are the varifocals.
Okay.
I sort of have to do this to get the clear view.
That's it. Yeah.
But it looks like people can see up my nose. So
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Or I do that, which makes my eyes look 15 feet behind my head. It's a no-win situation. Yeah. How are you, Mike? All right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. It's busy time for me with all the festivals and stuff. So when I last saw you, which was start of May, you were doing the Marty Wilde stuff. So how's that going? How did that? How did all that come about? What's the path of sort of?
Pete Ravenhill was playing bass for them, and I don't know if I think I've met Pete. If he's listening, and I haven't, or if I have, either way, if I get it wrong, I apologise. But it's through Tom Wright, who plays guitar for ELO, ELO Pace, and he just texted me saying, "Listen, are you? I don't suppose you're available for any dates, are you? Pete's got something that's come up and he needs whatever." And I was available, so I said, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." And I knew Marty was a legend, you know. Kim Wilde's daughter, for anyone who doesn't, wife, no, brother, uncle, dad. Kim Wilde's dad. In fact, I think he co-wrote with them. I think his son and Kim
Ricky,
write.
yeah,
Yeah, and I think he co-wrote Kids in America with them. But
that's right.
but Marty has had great success writing for himself and other people. You know, in fact, there was one track I didn't realise it was him. It's called Jessamine. Beautiful tune, and he co-wrote that. So yeah, so it was great. So initially I thought it was like a tour, you know, like sort of 2 weeks, but it was. I don't think they're doing as much touring this year. So it was like a sort of gig a week about, you know,
Sure.
yeah, it was great, lovely meeting the guys, meeting Marty. In fact, he very lovely of him and Joyce, his wife. I stayed over and did a couple of tracks recording with them, and so yeah, it's good, but it's a great set because it's a play and they're songs. Do you know what I mean? There's form to them. It's not the ubiquitous 4-chord progression that you get where you just, you know, there's structure, dynamics. You know, it's good. You know, and a bit of rock and roll as well, obviously, because Marty was there with Cliff. You know, at the beginning, in terms of the British rock and roll thing. So and he's still got a great voice. He's still passionate about it. And he's 84 now. He's
Crazy.
Still going for it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, lovely guy. So they've been really, really nice, you know. And I think, did I tell you about I basically did I was depping for the bassist who normally plays for Vinny. I think his name is who normally plays for Cutting Crew.
Okay.
It's like an outdoor festival in Berlin, and Gareth, who's been the guitarist and part of the Cutting Crew, vibe along with Nick Van Eerd, obviously from way back in the day. Gareth is the guitarist, and he asked me about it, and I said, yeah. So that's been good. So I've been doing bits of that, and my old mate Snake Davis, who I used to play with quite a lot actually until about 2010. We had to come to an agreed parting at about 2010 because I was ensconced in the whole Weekend Wogan gig, you know, that I had. So basically, I had to have my weekends free every week, which unless it was a Thursday or maybe a Friday, that put me out of a lot of stuff. So but you know, it led to other things, and but I'm doing some more. I'm doing some more gigs with Snake again, which is great.
I can't believe that.
Snake Davis. If anyone doesn't know, Snake's been on hundreds of, maybe more, classic pop albums and stuff. He I think he's on A Million Love Songs. You know, I think that's the sax solo. Take that as him.
People? Didn't he do
M People? Yeah, M People. I can't remember everyone else who's done stuff with him. He's done loads. Again, passionate, fantastic player. And he's been doing for the last couple of years something called classic sax solo. Hello from Germany. That's me speaking to them. I'm obviously not in Germany. I'm in Manchester. And it's kind of like kind of like a celebration of all those great, you know, from like Baker Street or what's it called? Going Home. You know, all these brilliant tracks that have and he talks about, like, Still Crazy After All These Years. You know, Paul Simon and Michael Brecker solo, but because we're picking these classic tracks, all the songs are amazing. You know what I mean? It's just a really fun thing, and that's important to me. I'd find things a little bit hard to deal with if it was for a long period of time, and I didn't enjoy it. Mind you, I suppose that's true of anyone, you know, of any musician, you know. And I like it when you have a situation where you've got you know, it's a bit more interesting, you know. So anyway, there we go.
That's cool. So the Marty Wilde thing, you're just covering for the regular guy because he's off doing something else. So I guess when you depart for America later on in the year with that small upcoming beat combo, is he going to then take back the reins for that, or will it be an ongoing depth thing for you?
I don't know. I know Marty's expressed interest in me doing some more, which would be
Cool.
which would be great. But my problem would be availability.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, it's all good. I enjoy playing. It's good, and it's nice to be with someone who kind of was at the start of it all. You know what I mean? And he's sort of
Absolutely. Stories he can tell.
bookending it there. Absolutely, yeah. The people he's met, you know what I mean, and written for, and he does. If you go and see him, he does tell quite a lot of stories about the people. He's very funny as well, and he talks about stuff. But and he still writes. He writes every day. I mean, he's passionate songwriter. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I burp down the microphone there?
No, that's all right.
Water,
As you would find doing live chat, this is different to when we do an interview with just a recorder. When you're on the camera and you'll talk, and you'll suddenly go, I haven't breathed for like a minute and a half, and you suddenly go,
exactly. Yeah,
into the next sentence. It's just the way it is. So, ELO, Billy Joel Songbook.
Yes.
Another tour with that coming up, and he's got some live stuff coming out. Album, double album, triple album.
It'll just be what it is. As you may, some of you may or may not know, we've been doing the Billy Joel Songbook, which is kind of the greatest hits show, if you like. But what we've been doing in between are the albums shows. So basically, we've when October hits, Elio's going to be doing what's it going to be? Cold Spring Harbor, which is the very first, the album before Piano Man, the very first Billy Joel album, and then the very last pop album that he released, which is The River of Dreams. So he's kind of bookending it with first half this, second half that. I think I'm okay saying all this because I think he's mentioned it, but he's got two of Billy's original band members playing. Larry, the bassist, unfortunately can't make it, but Reese Clark and Don Evans are going to be there.
Yeah.
And I think Al Hertzberg was on the album, the first album, but Don toured with Billy. Same with Reese. So that's going to be exciting. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be there because, as you say, I'll be away with the other chaps.
It's a shame. So, I'll interject there because a little nugget that you may or may not be aware of, and people watching the channel as well. The River of Dreams, not only being the last sort of mainstream pop album that Billy Joel did, featured two of the biggest bass legends ever. So on the album,
T.M.
Stevens, correct?
Yeah.
Because the producer was Danny Korchmar. T.M. Stevens was his go-to guy, always for bass stuff.
Yeah.
But also the guy that played on the tour was T-Bone Walk from Hall & Oates. And there's a video, I think, again from Germany, of that tour, and T-Bone is playing a blinder because at that point Hall & Oates weren't touring; they'd stopped. They didn't do anything for about another 3 years. T-Bone just doing sessions, Carly Simon and Daryl Hall stuff when Daryl Hall was busy, so he was able to fit in. And I remember Billy Joel saying, "I've been trying to get hold of this guy for years." He said he's never been available. This is the only tour I've been able to get.
Yeah, well, he's on the Hall & Oates live from the Apollo album, isn't he?
Correct.
Yeah, fantastic.
He's basically the and in Hall & Oates because when they stumbled across him, which I think was late 70s, early 80s, was in a studio, and from that point on, he became co-producer on all of their stuff and their solo records. And they would always say, "If we haven't got T-Bone, we're not going out." So he was then, from that late 70s point all the way through, anything you ever saw, Hall & Oates had him, apart from the one tour when I got to see them, and I'd been waiting years to see them, because after 85, they did nothing until 1990. I got tickets to see them, hoping it was going to be him, but little did I know it was going to throw me a curveball. They had the session guy from America called Kasim Sultan.
Yes, yeah.
So I turned up and I'm seeing a Warwick and a Spectre. Never heard of Spectre like in real life. The American NS2, you just couldn't get them really over here. the occasional one might turn up at the base centre and it'd be like £8,000 or something. This guy had a proper NS2. He was using it over and above the Warwick that he had. About 2 months before this, they'd done a show at Town and Country Club in Kentish Town, and it was recorded and broadcast on Radio 1. I've still got that tape. I've still got
Oh, amazing.
That bass is absolutely monstrous. And then when I saw it in real life, it was like the bass, although it was kind of the loudest thing in the mix, it kind of propelled the band along. And I was like, I've got to get one. And I remember distinctly ringing up the bass centre the next day to say, have you got any Spectre NS2s in? They went, haven't had any for months. Back then, there wasn't a UK distributor. So because T-Bone wasn't on that tour, which I think was the Change of Season tour, I got to see Kasim Sultan and was suddenly exposed to this is what Spectres are all about. Anyway, sorry to butt in.
No, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I mean, this is why we're here.
I have at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where we're being nerdy.
Exactly. We are being nerdy. Not always about bass either.
No.
Yeah. But yeah, but in answer to your question about Elio and the albums shows, what he's done is he's got one of them. I better not mention it just in case he's not mentioned it. But one of the albums that we did, we've done basically 10. These last two will be the 12 of the 12 studio albums, and he is releasing one of them, and hopefully he's going to be releasing whatever. And he's just played us some of the edits he's got, and it sounds fabulous. So
the reason I think he posted about it on Facebook last week.
Yes. Well, right now he's with Tony Draper as we speak, working hard at mixing it, and checking it out. So I think we're hoping that that's going to be ready for the October tour. But Elio's got to get on with all the, he's got the arranging to do and all the stuff and the guys to do. So normally I'd be involved in that as well. But so I can sort of do this for while they're all slaving away.
Now, I don't know that you would know the answer to this, but I'll ask the question anyway. How does that sit with copyright? If he's going to sell, because I know you did a DVD and what have you, but as a tribute to Billy Joel, what's the copyright situation? So is he doing like some sort of royalty split, or how does it work?
Yeah, I'd imagine so. I haven't really discussed it with him. He's pretty good. He's pretty on it.
If you're in a tribute band, you try selling, like if you tried and sold, say you're in a Queen tribute and you sold a T-shirt with a Queen graphic that's copyrighted, you would suddenly find, a letter from Jim Beach would be landing on your doormat.
No, he's got the designs, I think, for stuff. It doesn't look. It's kind of like within the LEO thing, yeah. And the rest of it, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, he'll be all over that. He's pretty good at all that. And but yeah, so this will be a bit of an end of an era. Because I don't think he intends to, which is why he's trying to get them out there. I don't think he's not intending to do this again. We've had discussions, and I've said, "Oh, it's a shame. What? Not even like revisiting, an album just to do, whatever." And he said, "Well, so we'll see, But if you didn't get to see us, check out these stuff because we're really proud of it, and certainly the one album that we've heard, we do that because, of course, when we started it, David Brown, who was in Billy's band from '78." Certainly toured with him sort of 79 onwards till about was it
1990? Yeah, 1990. Stormfront tour.
Yeah, David joined us for a few of those. I think he did about 4 of the album shows with us. So it's there's some continuity there as well, but it's great. Again, fun stuff. I used to say this to Elio that Billy Joel, to me, there are no wasted bars. There's a reason for what he does. He's not. Some bands and some singers, songwriters, whatever, they'll just do a thing. We all do it. Maybe they're just treading water for a bit while they just come around, whatever. But he seems to have this thing where there's a purpose to everything. I'm sure if you interviewed him, he'd say, "Oh man, no, that's not it." But it seems that way.
Always came across to me because he's such a I mean, he did that album after River of Dreams. I'm trying to remember, where it's very classical and a lot of orchestral arrangement kind of thing. He's a classical pianist in the traditional sense, but in a
Yeah.
pop, rock, and soul exterior. It's almost
Absolutely,
like
yeah.
an old brain in a young body. Well, it was a young body. It's an older
Yeah.
body now. Yeah, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what? If Elio was here, he'd be chomping at the bit to talk about this.
Of course it would.
But yeah, no, that's it. You know, and it's one of those things that, you know, I knew a lot of Billy Joel stuff, but obviously not like Elio did, and you know, and you're a big Billy Joel fan as well, and now I do. Obviously, I've been through all the albums and stuff, and I think that it's just a sort of care and attention, and the fact that you know, and he was very good, wasn't he? At isn't he? Wasn't he? About taking stylistic you know, ideas and stuff,
Absolutely.
And sort of doing his impression of it, you know, not impression, but his putting his slant on it, you know. But aside from that, you know, he was such an amazing songwriter, you know what I mean?
Funnily, from a bass player's point of view, a lot of people or a lot of bass players would discount him, you know, in terms of, well, there's nothing I'm going to learn about bass playing if I listen to those albums. Completely the opposite. Some of the bass work on those, not even just the early albums, the later albums as well, the T.M. Stevens stuff on River of Dreams, there's some of, not the hit singles, we're talking the album tracks. There's some great bass playing, great bass tones as well. I mean, I could pick out like 10 of his albums and just go, that's amazing, that's fabulous. Listen to the tone. Doug Stegmeyer was such an unsung hero.
Absolutely, you know, and that sound.
Even the studio players they would get in when he didn't use the regular band would be great players. Amazing.
Well, he had was it Wilton Felder? He had who's the other guy? There was another guy, I can't remember, you know, on some of the early ones as well. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? You know, and Billy obviously wanted. That's right. Yes, that's right. Yeah. Well, and I think as well there was that period as well where he wanted to have, you know, his band. He didn't want to be told by the studio anymore that. You know. So yeah, to me, it's all to do with, you know, you know, those kind of players. It's, you know, song is king. It's playing for the song. You know what I mean? And I think that's why you've got to be sympathetic to what it needs. You know, it's not rather than trying to stick in bass stuff all the time, you know, unless it's the kind of thing where that is what it is, you know what I mean? But and also the thing with Billy's stuff, a bit like Queen, a bit like the Beatles and 10cc and stuff, is that they had, you know, changes. You know, you know, there's a lot of chord changes. You know what I mean? Well, you know, not all of them. I mean, you know, some are simple ones. You know, but you know, he didn't. It was about the song where it led him. You know, he's obviously, like you say, the whole classical thing. I mean, if anyone was to come, I think there's plans next year. I'm not again. I'm worried about saying stuff just in case I'm not later. But if you come to see the songbook, you'll get a whole history.
If at any point you think you say something and you think I shouldn't have said that, just let me know at the end. I can chop it out.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. So it's just between us and the live guys.
Well, this and about 5 billion people around the world. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. Brilliant.
Right.
Yes.
Next project, Deccan Traps.
The Deccan Traps.
Let the world know, what is Deccan Traps.
Oh, well, thank you. So, well, by the way, I've noticed people saying hello, and this is fabulous. And
we will come to you, find people that are logging in. Thank you for attending.
Marcus from Switzerland. I think I know Marcus is a dude. Steph is laughing. Brilliant.
We will get to you all and say hello shortly. This is the preamble with Neil. So
Tom said we can all be trusted.
That's it.
You know where he lives.
Then I will come to you guys out there in YouTube land, and then we will start allowing you to ask Neil some questions. So we're just going over we're laying the bed work, okay?
Yes. So yes, so thanks for asking about the Deccan Traps. I'm glad you asked me. We are this close to having our debut album released. We're just finalising we're doing what's called proofreading, also known as idiot checking, because there might be little things, but we've got to the point where we have to do the whole you know, we've got to the point where I'm going, I've noticed the comma here on this track it's not, it's spaced differently from this one. Yeah, I spotted that. We'll do that. You know what I mean? Do you think we should have capitals on this bit? And you think you don't realise how much ridiculousn's goes into this? You know what I mean? The stuff. So we've got that. We're really proud of the artwork. In fact, John, Lois, who's part of the Deck and Traps, is my sister, and John is her husband, my brother-in-law. And how it started was that we were originally just pooling some of our resources. This is about 10 years ago now. To just start writing, you know, and doing stuff outside of whatever we're doing. And we started to work with people, and we got as far as recording with an artist, and but things moved around a bit. It's fair enough. Things happen in the music industry where management comes in and blah blah blah, and it wasn't going, you know. So basically, it was okay. Everyone was fine about it, you know. But so we just thought, well, what are we going to do now? I tell you what, let's just do it ourselves, because I mean, this is like the third time of recording these tracks. We did the demos, we did it for you know, the artist we were working with, and then now, you know, the Deck and Traps had done it for real. But what's lovely is apart from Ricardo, our unbelievable secret weapon, amazing singer, we all, obviously, I've known my sister all my life. That would be a silly thing to say with Nurture.
Well,
But we all, the rest of the guys, we all met. We all met sort of like between. Well, some of the guys were maybe 16, 17, but you know, between sort of 17 and 22 at music colleges and stuff, and we used to gig together and do stuff. And so what's nice about this is we're sort of back together doing this. You know, Andy Treacy is our drummer, along with John. John does a track as well, but Andy's, you know, he toured for nearly 20 years, I think, with Faithless. He's worked with Group.
We know that story.
Yes, yeah, that's right. Yes, Groove Armada. He works a lot at the moment with Tom Robinson.
Okay.
Nick Haywood is doing stuff with. I did a little stint with Nick with him, and he's also he's worked with a lot of people. You know, he's yeah. I love him. I love his playing. He's great. And again, we're all old friends. Johnny, our guitarist, Neil Edwards, keyboardist. You know, back in the day when we were at Lee College. You know, and playing around stuff. But yeah, so it's all good. And so then we met Ricardo because we'd spotted him, and John had said, you know, have you seen him on this? You know, I looked and I thought, yeah, it's unbelievable, you know. And so I know that. Look, I know Haley and Carl would love to photograph your band. Thank you, Keith. That's very kind. Brilliant. Hey, if anyone doesn't know, Haley Madden is does a lot of amazing. She's snapped everybody, including Elio Pace and his band. And her that was her wonderful husband Keith, and Kyle, who's their son. He's also amazing. But anyway, well, I might take you up on that. But so Ricardo, well, we basically met him in a pub down in London, and he loved it. He said, "Yeah, you know, I'm up for doing this." And so basically, we probably recorded about 14 tracks in all, but we got it down to 10.
Yeah,
we didn't want to sort of you know. I think the problem with this is that you can, because of the advent of CD. I don't know how you feel about this, Mike, but or our viewers as well. I find that in the 90s, because people could fit 80 minutes of music on a CD, they thought, oh, you know, well, we need to pile it on. I don't. I love music, and there are certain albums that are great, 70 minutes worth of music, but I can't, you know, whether it's by accident or design, because of vinyl and its you know, its shortcomings.
It's time limitation.
Yes, exactly. I think 40 to 45, maybe 50 minutes, I think is about right, you know, and especially if you think about it in album terms, you know, which is exactly what we've done, you know, with this.
I think what happened with CD was it allowed bands that had more to do to release a single CD without having to do a double album. That's what it was.
Yes, yeah.
I think some of that was, and there was obviously pressure from record companies, because up until that point, you didn't have that whole, we'll record 10 tracks for the album, but we'll do another 3 as B-sides and maybe another 2 special tracks for Japan.
Yeah.
Then once that came in with CD, and what happened, suddenly bands were doing 15 tracks for an album, 3 B-sides for the 3 singles that would happen, and then 2 extra tracks for the like Japan or wherever. And it kind of snowballed in size. So a band couldn't write 20 tracks for an album and cut it down to the best 10. They then had to do all 20 tracks that they wrote.
Well, there are some artists. I mean, we won't go into them because I don't want to look like whatever. But and these artists that I'm referring to are amazing. But often I'd find, they started to bring out these huge, even double CDs sometimes, or triple CDs, and it's basically, oh, thanks, Banks. Loves Moonlight. It's a perfect song.
There you go.
I've got to mention that, haven't I? I mean, when you see it come up. But I think that the problem is that without that gatekeeper or that filter of saying, okay, what's going to be the best band? These are great tracks, but are they killer tracks? This, that, and the other. So it wasn't the fact that our other tracks were, we're holding them back for other stuff, and we've got lots of new stuff as well. I think what we will be doing, we've got designs on releasing vinyl. We're going to release a CD. We're going to release vinyl later on with an extra. I'm hoping the studio take of a track called "All You Need," and we've got some live stuff as well. We did a recording at Salford University, but more about that later. So we're right at the back end of it. Our problem has been getting the deck and traps together. It's like herding cats, there's times when you've got everyone and you've got all your ducks in a row, and the 6 out of the 7 of us can make it, and then the 7th one goes, oh no, I'm doing this, okay, so you have to start again, and that's fair enough. Everyone's busy, everyone's gigging, touring, teaching, whatever, families, and
so if people want to check out some of this stuff now, where should they go? Are you across social media, or?
Yes, on YouTube you can check out. There's 5 tracks that we've released since 2020. And because we funded all this ourselves, there's varying degrees of, we've got videos that we did for them. Some were almost like a lockdown thing, but actually pretty good, And then the other thing is, in fact, I'm quite proud of one of them, The Great Divide, it's called. John and Ava, John and Lois's daughter. They've got 3 daughters, but Ava, Harriet, and John really worked well on this video we did. And then we've got a good friend of ours, Darren Vale. He did a couple of we got him to do a couple of animated things for us, because we couldn't get together, it was in some ways it was a great time to do it, because okay, we're not doing anything else, but it was also a really bad time because we couldn't come together,
Yeah.
So we've got that, but we've got another 5 tracks, obviously, that are going to be on the album. The thing about what we were just talking about, I think nowadays there's a part of me that misses how it used to be with you release an album, but now I suppose what's good is that there's nothing to stop you from releasing every track if you want to do, but I think it's nice to have what's going on here. I can't say anything yet, but maybe down the line, Mike, we can talk about it on another thing. But we've got some exciting stuff on there as well that we're really excited about. But I think that yes.
Well, I'll tell you what. Whatever that exciting thing is, when you're ready to announce it, come on another live chat, and you can do it.
Will do. And
you can link everything in and
yes,
and announce it, so everyone will hear about it.
Amazing, yeah. No, it's great. So there's that. We're sort of going to look at live stuff at some point. We did last November. We did 3 tracks live. We recorded them at Salford University. Some students at
Yeah.
Salford University helped us. Big shout out to Tim France and Georgiana. They're really helpful to us. In fact, I still owe them probably about 5 favours, which I've not cashed in yet. But they've not cashed in. But I think with that, we've got obviously the video, and we've also got the audio of it. So if we were to do a vinyl, I'm hoping to do like this is me talking now. I mean, fast forward 6 months' time, I'll be saying about why we've not done it yet. But like a double album, and on the 4th side will be the bonus track, and then these 3 live versions, whatever.
Nice.
You know, so yeah, so we're very excited about that. Like I said, though, occasionally when you're paying for everything yourselves, you know, because we're sort of self-funding it to start with, you sort of end up going, okay, we need to do this, but I'm going away, you're not around. Plus, we're running out of money. Let's just earn some money and get back to this. And so there's that. But we're going to start looking pretty much. I think this week I'm going to meet up with the guys, and we're going to start to formulate how we're going to move forward with it. To do with videos, promo, how to do it all. Because when that happens, then we'll be in the quagmire.
Once that ball starts rolling, then it rolls. But until you get to that point, it's hard to keep that momentum going.
Exactly, yeah. So, cool. So I want to say the end of September is what we're aiming for. But look, watch this space, because originally I wanted it to be end of April, and look where we are now. So
this is what happens. Welcome to life.
Yes, I've also got Mike, which I started in 2005. My old band, Pocket Central, which is kind of like a, you know, had 5-piece horn section, and this like a bit more of a funky, soul-y, bit of rock, you know, thing.
Yeah.
Influenced by Tower of Power, Doobie Brothers, Steely Dan, Earth, Wind and Fire, Stevie, and James Brown, but sort of molded ourselves because of this kind of thing I was writing. I wanted to do stuff that was sort of not rocky, but that way with groove, but with horns, you know.
I got it.
So anyway, 2007, I ended up sort of shelving it really until sort of last year I started working on it again. So I'm hoping next year at some point I'll also have that coming out. Whether it's going to be like a solo thing, I don't know. But Pocket Central was a band, you know. I mean, me and a couple of the guys wrote for it. So there is that as well to look forward to. But I'm just hoping to. I keep saying get on all our ducks in a row, but there's loads of stuff basically I need to get sorted before I can get there, you know. So yeah, it's exciting really, and constantly I've got so many. We've got about 4 albums worth of material for the Deccan Traps, you know. But
stuff in reserve.
Yeah, but at this rate, that'll be out in 10 years' time, so it'll be.
Mate, I'm going to let you grab a drink and get your breath. I'm going to come onto the live chat window now, go through the messages.
Okay.
So, for all of those out there who don't know and think, what the hell is this bloke on here for?
Yeah, that's nothing new.
Exactly. Is the bass player for Queen and Adam Lambert, only the biggest band on the planet, doing the biggest shows on the planet. If you haven't already heard them or watched them or read them, Neil and I met actually through my own volition. It was me pushing this. Neil and I met in 2015 at the hotel he was staying at in London. I basically approached my editor at Bass Guitar magazine, Joel McIver. We hadn't done anything on Queen in the whole time he had been the editor. There hadn't been an extensive piece on John Deacon in a bass-related magazine since 1996.
Shocking.
Basses. Exactly. I think Roger Newell did something for guitarists, but he's a guitarist. It's not a bass mag. So anyway, my editor and I had said since 2012, we've got to do something on John Deacon. Then suddenly the Queen snowball sort of took over, and before we knew it, Queen were on a massive European tour. Neil being the bass player, of course. A friend of mine said, I'm friends with his brother. Would you like me to try and hook you up? And I said, great. But first of all, I need to check with my editor that we can do something. So anyway, my editor said, do what you like. Get what you like. submit it, and then we'll take it from there. So I hooked up with Neil via email. We went down. I thought I was going to do a 30-minute chat, turned into a 3.5-hour chat, which I've got all the recording.
Seeing this, people can see completely why that happened.
We found out we had a million things in common, a lot of the same hobbies, a lot of the same interests musically, well into Star Wars, video games.
I don't know what you mean.
No, look at that music collection. And from that, that's how our friendship was formed. So that interview was then published in Bass Guitar magazine. If you haven't read that, or you haven't seen the videos here on the channel, in the early days of this channel, which is turning 3 years old this week, by the way, I broke the audio of that interview with Neil down into 3 parts. So after this is finished tonight, I will put in the description box the links. But if you actually want to go and check those that interview out, there are 3 separate videos, part 1, part 2, part 3. You can hear Neil and I in conversation about his background, but to be honest, at the time it was about Queen, how he got the gig, how the tour was going. Huge shoes to fill. And now we could do that interview in repeat right now, but let's not, because people can go back and listen to that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through the live chat, let you have a drink and a breather. And in about 10 minutes, we will open the floor to questions from Queen fans, Neil fans, anyone here on Brooks's Space Corner.
Do you mean Neil fan?
Well, that's your Japanese alter ego, of course.
Very good.
I will moderate the question. I will ask you the questions, so you don't need to read them off the live chat messages. I will offer them to you. You can either say, yeah, I'll answer that one, or if it's something that's a little too close to home and you can't, just say, I can't answer that, and that's all we need to do, okay?
Yeah, okay.
But have a little refresher, have a gargle, and I'm going to go through these live chat messages.
Yes.
So you and I have basically been talking for 40 minutes. That's it.
40? Oh, yes.
Minutes. Yeah.
I do apologise, everybody.
These live chats fly by. Before our record at the moment on this channel is about 5 hours and 15 minutes. One night I went to bed at 1:30. It was a late one that night.
Yes.
So who have we got on here? Stacey Ann, good to see you. Can't wait to see who you've got on board. Well, obviously the cat's out of the bag. Very good looking cat, obviously. Tom Sage, my cousin. Good to see you, cuz. Hope you're well. Hope the bass playing's going well. You might want to get your dad to watch some of this with the Queen connection.
Oh.
Evening, Mike. Hope all is good. Evening, Stacey. Stacey says hi. Yeah. Then we've got loads of face waving, emoji icons. Fabulous. Vithon, good to see you, my friend. Long time no see. Peter, Neoland from Holland. Thank you. That's twice in one day. You followed me like that. Fabulous. Tom Sage, not got a clue, so excited to see who rocks up. Well, again, now you know. LT, not sure who that is. Good to see you. There's a crown there, so I'm guessing maybe a Queen fan, maybe. Stacey Ann, we're like kids at Christmas. I don't think much of your Father Christmas beard, though.
No, I trimmed it. I should just go for it, shouldn't I?
Then I've put in a couple of links relating to the bass we were talking about. Then my mum's listening. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all good. Mum, say hello to Neil. Neil, you can say hello to my mum.
Hi, Mike's mum. What's your mum called?
Sue.
Hello, Sue. Actually, you've told me that before. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Hi, Sue.
Oh, she'll be tuned in.
Yes.
Neil Land, good to see you again. Stacey, knew you were coming on. Steffi. My eyes are going.
Steffi.
Welcome, Steffi. Welcome
Hi,
to Brooks's Space Corner. We only have the best guests on this channel. So two chats ago, we had Neil was going to come on here, but we couldn't get. I hadn't set the video thing up, so this is making up for that.
Mike's been very kind. I blew it with the text part of it.
No, it's my fault.
Oh.
We had Lee Sklar and we had Dave Swift on that week. So Neil's on.
Love token. LT is Kimberly.
Okay.
I know Kimberly. Good. Hi, Kimberly.
Excellent. Tom Sage, all good, live and clear. And then we've got my partner Jenny upstairs saying hi, Neil. Hi, Mike.
Hi, good. Jenny.
Stacey, evening. Yeah. Then my mum. Yeah. Tom Sage. Yeah. Stacey, hey, Neil. What a pleasure. So people are enjoying this. LT, you've just said, is Kimberly. Good to see you, Kimberly. Welcome. Neo Land, evening, Neil. My mum says he looks and sounds great fun.
Oh,
I'll remind your wife of that next time. Oh, he looks like great fun.
well, she might just go, "What? The same guy?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't remember that reaction on your 50th. But
Yes,
Stacey, 3 cheers for varifocals, guys. Absolutely. Couldn't agree
yes.
more. Harry
I think I've taken
Poppins.
mine off. Harry Poppins. That's
Harry
brilliant.
Poppins. We haven't had the double entendre names yet, so they come up later on.
Great.
So like Ivor Biggin, Bend Over, all of that. Bianca, hello from Germany. Welcome. Steffi again. Hi.
Hi, Bianca.
Marcus 73. Good evening to you all from Switzerland. Hi, Marcus. You're very welcome. LT, you're coming to America. Yeah, aren't you just? We'll get onto that shortly.
We are.
Bianca, will you be in Germany in February with the Billy Joel songbook? There's a question
Oh,
for you.
how did they know about that? Maybe it's all. I don't know what's going on anymore. But all I can say is I can't comment.
Very good.
Well, at least I hope to be. Sometimes things. The thing about Mike has probably told you this before. Occasionally, with the music industry, you think you've got everything in hand, and then something comes in and completely turns your world upside down. You go, oh, hang on, that's all changed, you know. But in answer to that question, yes, I'm hoping to be, and I'm looking forward to it.
Very good. There we go. Stacey Ann, oh wow. Graham. Is that Graham Potts? I think it is. Graham, Mr. Freebie. Hi, Graham.
Hi,
Says,
Graham.
hello, Mike and Neil. Hope you're good. Thank you. Sean P-Base. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome
All
back.
right.
Thank you for the messages. Hope you got that Stingray sorted now. Great live chat with you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Enjoying it. I can't not enjoy it. Neil and I have this is basically a conversation that Neil and I have regularly, just that you guys out there in the world can see it. That's all it is. It's no different.
Yeah.
Stacey, this is wonderful. Thank you very much. I will say, I'll put it out there, people who are logging in. If you're enjoying this live chat, you're enjoying what we're doing with Neil this evening, enjoy Brooks's Bass Corner, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell and select all. Tell them, Stacey, you didn't select all. She selected personal highlights. She's missed a load of the impromptu live chats that I've been doing on gigs because she didn't hit all. You see?
Always
So
hit all.
notifications. If you hit all on the notification bell, you will know everything that goes on this channel.
Let's all make notes here.
And also, if you're exactly, you write this down, young man.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying the video, enjoying the channel, enjoying the videos and the content we have here, please give the video a thumbs up. It makes a big difference to the algorithm and to YouTube. And also, I've said it earlier in the live chat window, please feel free to absolutely leather the emoji icon that you'll see at the bottom of the live chat window. Again, it shows the algorithm that you're interacting with this live chat. So you can just put in there a load of hand claps if you like. That works for me. I'm very happy with it. If you want to put in other things, feel free. Next to the emoji icon is a dollar symbol in a rectangle. That's called Super Chat. So it allows you to make a small financial donation to the channel if you like what we're doing, which then helps to lubricate the wheels of progress regarding the channel, keeps the YouTube algorithm happy, helps to keep the channel going. Underneath the video window, you'll see an array of icons. There's a thumbs up and a thumbs down. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, please. If you don't enjoy it, or you don't like what I'm doing, or you think Neil's a nutter, you can give it a thumbs down if you wish. But if you're not enjoying something, please leave a comment in the comments box so that I can improve it. If I don't know what the problem is, I can't fix it. Next to those icons, you'll see a share arrow, so you can share this video out to email, website, social media, wherever you want. There's a save icon, which allows you to save the video for viewing later. And then also you will see a love heart with a dollar symbol, and that is called Super Thanks. That applies to every video here on Brooks's Bass Corner because we're a monetized channel. So if you're enjoying a particular video, maybe you come on here and you're looking for one of the workshop videos, you want to know how to clean your bass, set it up, adjust the truss rod, sort the relief out. Yeah, exactly. Pick up height, intonation, action. If suddenly one of my videos helps you do these things yourself, or you're enjoying an interview, or you like a bass review, or I help you make a reasonable decision on a purchase, you can help the channel. Hit that super thanks button. Make a small donation. It can be $1, £1, €1, $5, $10.
100,000.
No, the record is held by Martin Day from Dublin. He
All right.
donated €50 to the channel.
How many? How many?
50.
Fantastic.
Martin,
Well,
I haven't seen turn up yet, but he could be on holiday. But he sometimes turns up a little later because of work. So at the moment, I'm not seeing a lot of our regular community names. They may have forgotten that tonight's live chat was on. They shouldn't. They should have already subscribed to it. But
or they're on holiday.
Well, this is it. This is why we're doing only one a month at the moment.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Every Tuesday. But we wanted everyone to have a bit of a recharge, rest the batteries, and we'll come back on a regular weekly basis in September. Oh, very good.
Bit of except it was on electric piano sound. I don't think that was what they.
Right, I'm gonna get stuck into these live chat messages.
Plus, I think it was the wrong octave as well.
Oh, but it was. I know what you. Yes.
Anyway,
exactly. Those are coming. You will have an avalanche of questions shortly. Don't you? Tom Sage, we can all be trusted. Fabulous. Steffi, you always make me laugh, Neil. Brilliant sense of humour.
oh, thank you.
About the same man.
I think so. Yeah. Hang on. Is it you or me?
Yeah. Twin brother. Yeah. Kimberly, teacher here. I can help with the editing. Excellent. That's handy.
Well, thank you, Kimberly.
Exactly. Keith Mannock. Don't know you, Keith. You're very welcome here. Good
Yes.
to see you. Hello from Hayley, Carl, and Keith, all the way from Essex.
Yes.
Neil, Hayley, and Carl would love to photograph your band. We've discussed that already.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you.
Marcus W73. The Deccan Traps rocks. They certainly do.
Oh.
I love Live It Up, and I hope to hear more. Excellent.
Oh, brilliant.
Bianca says, oh, I've gone too far there. Michael, don't do that. She loves Moonlight. It's a perfect song.
Oh, well, that's very kind. Thank you. Yes.
I think your fan base is building, sir.
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Lovely.
I've got a bass-related question here from Keith Mannock. What is your favourite amp, bass, and pedal setup? So I'm guessing if someone said, here's this gig, pick your favourite things to take with you, what would you have?
Well, I guess it would depend on the gig. But if you were just asking me from a standing still, is that what I mean? I don't mean that, do I? But as a basic setup.
If you have to put your
well, I guess I'm going to have to say Hartke, aren't I? Because Hartke, very, very lovely of them, and I endorse Hartke. Hartke, they give me anything I want. It's brilliant, actually. Although I try not to abuse it, so don't worry. But I use the cab, the 4x10 and the 15-inch. Can you help me out here, Mike? Which ones are the ones?
Drives.
Yes, and I use the LH
aluminium section, and then the rest of it's paper.
No, I don't anymore. I did do. I did do. I've gone back to it, but or maybe I did. I'll have to double check. This is the thing. This is why I ring Mike up and say, Mike, what am I thinking here?
What am I using?
Yeah.
Don't know what you got.
And but I use the LH1000 heads.
Yeah.
Which are great, and I invariably I would go with the P bass. I love the simplicity of P basses. I know obviously D-Key 95% of what he did was P bass, and a lot of other guys as well. If I'm honest, as much as there are unbelievably brilliant basses with all the stuff, I find it too much going on, and I just want to play rather than worry about what something is. So I also found that sometimes in recording, I know I'm giving you more than he was asking.
That's okay. That's cool.
I sometimes find that because I've got a lovely G&L ASAT bass, with the sort of Telecaster sort of shape, and that has active things, but it's actually great. It's a lovely thing. But what I have found is between your fingers, you got the preamp, the signal, whatever. This is me in my mind, and I always find that when it's passive, I just feel like it's more of a direct, sort of thing.
Connection.
There's no scientific reason for that. I think it's probably psychosomatic or psychological. You know what I mean? Whatever. But if I'm honest, 90% of everything I listen to, you know, it's kind of perhaps a bit more old school, you know. Plus, if you think about it, it's come back, you know. If you think
Yeah.
about a P bass and a jazz bass, and arguably Stingray, you know, whatever fretless you want to go with, they are sort of go-to basses that bass players need, because a lot of producers will say, look, have you got a P bass, because that's going to do the job, you know, maybe where it sits in the frequency. So yes, so Hartley amps, LH1000 amps and Hartley speakers. In terms of pedals, definitely an octave divider.
Yep.
I think there goes a chorus. Chorus. I've got an MXR. Is that what I mean, Mike? MXR bass chorus. I've got the Boss octave. Which was that's it. OC2. Anyone watching is going, this guy's a loser. He's no idea what he's using.
You've been
I've always been that way, and I've used. What else have I used? I have used when I used to do a Pink Floyd tribute band, and when we did things like One of These Days and stuff, I did try and use a digital delay, but I ended up having to use what was the stomp box. Who did the stomp box?
Oh, is what, a multi-effects?
Yeah, a multi-effects one.
Well, most companies have done one. So Boss had done one, Ibanez did one, Aria did one. You don't mean the Helix? You don't mean Line 6?
I'm not sure. I've got it somewhere upstairs. Maybe next time I'll drag it down. That had a great, you know, gun, you know, all this stuff. So basically, I think that.
What about phaser?
Yes, I love phasers as well.
You do a good Anthony Jackson with your phaser.
I was just going to say that probably it's my to-do goal list, because I love all that stuff, especially with Anthony Jackson. I love the sound that it gives, you know, the bass for certain stuff. I just think it's perfect, especially like if you listen to him with say Aldo Meola and stuff like that. You know, I think Anthony Jackson was the Don, you know what I mean, as well as other people. I mean, some of the guys from Brecker Brothers band, was it Neil Jason?
Yeah.
And Will Lee did a bit, didn't he? But that sounds great as well, and it works really well with that, you know. I guess as well, there are obviously. I've thought recently about using a bit more dirt on some stuff, just to give it a bit like Geddy Lee does, you know, to give it a bit of presence. You know what I mean? A bit of drive. I've never really experimented with that as much as I think I should have done. You know,
if that's the sort of if that's your kind of, that's a pointer to what you want to get, you might want to look at the Tech 21 Geddy Lee pedal.
Right. Oh, well, it's even got his name on it. So I mean,
he has his own specific. You can buy either as a pedal or a rack-mounted preamp.
Right. Okay.
So you can use it either way.
Right.
And that'll give you.
I'll put these on my Christmas list.
You do that. It's only 5 months away.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, it is, isn't it? Yeah. I think that what I should have said, the sort of to preface all of that, I was never really a big effects driven dude. I realized that, obviously, I mean, they are great, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you shouldn't do, but I tried to get from my hands whatever's going on, whether it's the different techniques you can use, but I started to realize that actually there's some lovely sounds that you can do that. I don't really use compression, because I don't like the idea of not being able to, you know, dig in or come back a bit softer. Having said that, there are definite advantages to having compression over certain things. So it's a learning curve. I've changed my mind on. I don't know about you, Mike, or any other bass players.
Exactly.
You change your mind all the time. Yeah.
What you just said, Professor.
Yes.
Exactly the same until I started doing Uncle Funk when we came out of lockdown. Well, you know, you've been here. I've got boxes full of effects.
You have,
but in the bands I was in, there was just no call for it. Now, come out of lockdown, and with Uncle Funk in a disco funk soul show band, it'd be rude not to bring them all out. You know, envelope filters.
Yes, another pedals, classic.
Fuzz pedals.
Yes.
You know, if you'd said to me before lockdown, you want a fuzz pedal? I'd go throw it in the bin. I don't need it.
Yeah.
We come out of lockdown, I've probably got about 4 or 5.
Right.
But then all of these effects that I kind of use for that band, I've got 4 or 5. So like I've got 2 or 3 different bass synths, a couple of different phasers, different distortions, different fuzzes. Chorus, I think I've got about 4 or 5 different chorus pedals. I've never
Right,
used chorus really for anything other than recording. Just
Yeah.
generally don't use it now.
Well, one of my favorite bass players who use the technique, not like obviously I know there's amazing people like Charles Bertrude. How do you say his name? You know, who do the utterly incredible two-handed tapping stuff, and obviously Victor Wooten's done stuff, and I can't. There's loads of people. They're all over the place. But a guy called Roscoe Beck, who played bass for Robin Ford. I saw him many times with Robin Ford, and I think he did Eric Johnson as well. Played with Eric Johnson. Amazing bass player. Played for the song. Had the history of bass. You could feel it in his hands and what he did. But he used to do a lovely thing where he would, you know, he'd sort of. I don't know if this is a good idea because you might not be able to hear it. But can you hear the bass?
Yeah.
You know, so you go. So I'd turn down a bit. So you play the 3rd and the 7th of the chord. See? Yeah. So he would sort of have this kind of like, you know, so whatever you do, whether it's, you know, you'd be able to sort of give, especially if it's just a trio, you'd just be able to then use the bass as it would sound like a Hammond organ. The way he did it. So there's the great examples would be on tracks like He Cut Me to the Bone. There's lots I'm trying to think of the top of my head, but Roscoe Beck with Robin Ford would play things beautifully. Great voicings, just used the thing musical. That to me was one of the best examples of doing that. And don't get me wrong, it's all amazing. Don't get me wrong, but in a musical setting where it counted in terms, you know, and he'd obviously had to get down the bass part, you know, the walking line that he's doing there. So he'd obviously connected the two. I guess it's like singing and playing stuff, you know. Yeah. But enough to the point where then he could sort of start just improvising little things, you know. And it was great. It made such a difference. It was easily one of the best examples of using something that makes a difference in the track, because, you know, Robin would start playing and the trio, you know, there's 3 of them, so it's drums and bass behind him, as you would have in a blues trio. And then from nowhere you'd hear, and he'd have this kind of chorusy, maybe you know more than I do, but like a sort of chorusy sweeping sort of thing. So it sounded like it was like an organ player had turned up, you know.
Well, there was on some of those multi-effects, there was sometimes a patch that would have a Leslie cabinet effect.
Yes, that's it. Yes,
exactly what you want to tap into.
I love that, and I did have a line 6. You know, they're about this big. I think I've still got it somewhere, but I'm not sure if it was working anymore. And that had the same thing. I was able to get that shimmering sound on it, and I loved it. Yeah. I haven't done that for a while, but that's what I mean. Then you start going down the rabbit hole of what to do. You know, this is where I'm going to have to come and visit you, and you could give me your advice on all this. But
before you finish this question, do you need to do a shout out for your strings? Sure, Mr. Morehouse would love a shout out. Yes,
Barry Morehouse. Thank you, guys. Bass Centre. It's Elite. How do you say it? Elites. I use the stainless steel ones, and I used 45 to 105.
505. Yeah.
105. But I also use flats as well. Flats have got there. The thing I feel about bass equipment, strings or whatever, is nowadays they're pretty much all good. It comes down to your personal preference. I'm sure that there are some high-end things that are just amazing, especially like with basses. If you look at Federa or Ken Smith, I mean, I'd love to. Well, there you go. Look at the Alembic. When I played on was it your Stanley Clark Alembic?
That's anniversary one. That one. And then the one you're probably talking about is this.
Because let me tell everyone, when I played it, I couldn't. You have to have arms longer than.
That's right. You need to get a taxi to the F sharp.
Yeah.
You mean this one?
Yeah, that's the one. But you see,
Mark
Stanley
King.
Clark is huge, isn't he? Is this the Mark King one or the?
This is the Mark King one.
Yeah, no,
When
absolutely.
you see Stanley Clark's one is a 30-inch scale, short scale. You see?
Yes. Oh, is it?
I think so.
Oh God, I just thought
But
he was
then
like the
was
huge.
about
I mean, he is
6'8",
big. I mean,
6'8",
he
and
plays
his
up like
hands are
like
three
it's a
times
fretless.
longer than
Yeah, that's true.
3 times longer than mine. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, there you go. Beautiful, beautiful basses, and heavier than a tank.
Can be, but I
Is
think
it? Was
once you
that?
get it in position, it's all right. I've used it on gigs.
I thought it was really heavy. I can't remember now.
They are heavy, but
Okay.
I mean, look at the size of the body.
Yeah. I mean, look.
They stand up.
It also turns into a lethal weapon if you're caught on a battlefield. Is that right?
Well, there is that. Yeah.
Look, I mean, look at
Keith Richards.
yes, Keith Richards.
You come onto my stage, I'll kill you.
Exactly. So yeah, there we have it. I think,
cool.
But I do like other honourable mentions. I like the Stingray. Neil, turn to your left, third shelf down, pick a CD without looking at it.
Mr. Blobby's greatest hits.
It's Michael McDonald, one of his Motown albums.
There you
go. Hey, baby. Don't get me started on Michael McDonald. Oh, that was from Haley. Question above. That was from Haley. There you go, Haley. It was Michael McDonald. You couldn't have picked a better dude.
I'm going to drop back into this live chat. So it's now 9:26. I'm going back to 9 p.m. So LT, I've asked before a tour of that collection man cave.
Well, I can do this, I suppose.
Well, there you go, folks. Here we go.
Here we go. That what you can't see is that.
Yeah.
And I've got a little thing here over here. This is where you guys were.
Yeah.
And here is the keyboards.
Ooh,
keyboards there. I've got drums here. These are trousers. These are trousers that I went home with. Chris and Carol will be laughing because there's a gentleman named Andrew, by the way, and he let me get changed in his room, in his hotel room, and I went home with his trousers. It's the kind of guy I am. This is a mess, all this, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
Then we've got.
Is my Trace Elliott strap in there somewhere?
Is it what? Sorry. Oh yes,
sorry,
somewhere. I'm so sorry. Do you know what I think? I think it's in here. So then I've got some bass. I've got 4 basses down south and gear down there as well, out of the tour stuff. There's things in there. There's these music books. This is the best thing. No admittance except on party business. That's from New Zealand. These are all. Yeah, this is all stuff. 1973 jazz.
That's it. I've played that.
Yeah. Vinyl.
Yeah.
Books.
That's it.
CDs. I've got cassettes as well.
Super.
There you go. So it's basically, it is a man cave. It was like it all
looks
happened
like
in
a 1-bedroom flat to me.
It does, yeah. All right, I've been thrown out. Okay.
Yeah. It's a travel lodge room, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. They've told me I've got to be out by 12.
Vinyl. Food's in the machine downstairs.
All that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Right. Let's see what else we've got here.
Anyway, let me get you back to where I was.
My other half. It's an awesome interview. Definitely have a listen. Well, we're on it.
Amazing.
We're actually doing it.
Are they referring to us?
Yeah, I think so.
That's very nice.
Kimberly, bass player influences. How was the Starfleet launch? And speak with the other Neil Murray, I guess she means. So three parts there.
Okay.
Bass playing influences. Starfleet launch. How was it? And did you speak with Neil Murray? Take them in the order you wish.
I'll start with the Starfleet project was brilliant. In fact, I went with Chris and Carol. They gave me a lift down. It was very kind of them. Otherwise, I think I'd have been stuck trying to get down there. And so we did that. Saw Brian. Lovely to see Brian again. Lovely to meet some of the crew, Pete, Emma. Nick Weymouth, loads of people. Great to see them again, and some people that I knew as well who were going to that. And I did speak to Neil Murray. I reminded him again just how much I loved. Do you know what? I'd go and search for it now, but it doesn't make good viewing with my arse in the air trying to look for a vinyl. But I always, whenever I see him, I always remind him of his bass playing off the Trouble album, Whitesnake, the first proper Whitesnake album, of a track called "Love to Keep You Warm," and it's just fantastic. Neil Murray is one of those bass players who, he was influenced by a lot of different things, especially like you could tell he listened to Motown and to soul stuff as well, and bits of jazz and whatever. But obviously, he was a great rock player as well, and so I had to remind him again. I didn't really get a chance. I spoke to him. I gave him a hug, and we had a brief photograph. Well, we shouldn't have done. It was at the reception at Abbey Road. The guy went, "You can't do that here." So I said, "Oh, sorry." Someone else, Chris, took it for us. Anyway, so there was that. But if I'd had the chance, I would have nerded out a little bit longer to him. But he was ensconced in conversations with people, and which is completely fair enough. The night was brilliant. It was lovely to see Brian tell everyone about the whole Starfleet project. Completely different thing. And that was, because I still have. I did a post about it. In fact, you can probably see it there. I've got the, as I'm sure you did, Mike. The what do you call it? Starfleet Project mini album and single. I remember getting them.
When it came out, yeah.
Yes, yeah, and so there are extra tracks on here. I think it's been remastered. They've improved the sound of the drums, but it was great because we got to hear some of the outtakes, but basically the different takes, and it was great when we got to Alan Gratzer, REO Speedwagon drummer, who played with Brian and the guys on there, and Fred Mandel, keyboardist, who went on to tour and play with. Did he tour with Queen or just studio stuff? He did.
No, he toured with Queen.
He toured with them. Yeah, he's the first. Wasn't he the first touring? Or was that Morgan Fisher?
No, it was Morgan Fisher first, and then I think he came in because Morgan Fisher made a bit of a faux pas somewhere along the line, didn't he? And then he came in. Okay. And then he was on the works.
Right. Okay. So and then but sadly,
Phil Chen and Eddie.
Not around. There's a beautiful. I thought it was really touching. Is Phil Chen's son and daughter, congratulated Brian, happy birthday to him and stuff like that. We'd done a bit of a video tribute, so that was really lovely. It was, and so that was great. It was great to see Brian. It was great to see Neil Murray, and Pete Malandrone was there. Phil as well. It was great. And then in terms of influences, well,
now this could be a very long answer.
Do you know what? I'll try to be succinct.
Guys and girls, grab yourself a drink, get comfy in your seat, because when Neil and I kick off here, this is where it just rolls for hours. So
no, I realise that
some of this repeats from the interview that we did in 2015, but it's fine because this is where we get like really juicy in the bass content.
Yes.
So
well, I mean,
before we start, and I can't remember if we discussed this when I last saw you, when you were here, and I may have done, or maybe we didn't. Discuss.
I know Paul Wallace who helped put those together. The design of the stuff.
Paul
Wallace. Paul Wallace.
Paul Waller was the guy that designed those logos and did the discography book.
Yeah, fantastic.
I did the proofreading.
I
proofread that book. Yeah,
fantastic. Yeah, no,
so
it's brilliant.
One of the original copies.
that
wasn't bound, and I've got the PDF, and I've got one of the proper ones as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly Mark King. I mean, when the reason I started. One of the what happened is that even though my family were playing music and stuff, it never occurred to me that was an influence, even though it obviously was. But a friend of mine was a guitarist, and he said, you should play bass and we'll form a band, And it was Lois, actually, my sister said you should play bass. It's a really cool instrument, And I said, oh yeah. And so she played me. She used to love Mark King and Level 42, and she would play me stuff that she'd recorded off Top of the Pops, which was like the Sun Goes Down and stuff. But she also had the. Do you remember was it a Whistle Test?
Yes, 1980.
Kind of like a Rock Goes to College. Yeah, but I think the one yes. There was the Pursuit of Accidents tour, but then there was the Standing in the Lights tour, and yeah, I mean, I sort of ate that up, even though it was on vinyl. I was kind of, putting the needle on and trying to find that, I mean, all that. I used to love. Was it 43?
43, yeah.
43. I can't remember.
That's the one.
Whatever it was. I need to warm up. Actually, a lot of his finger stuff, like what's it do?
That's it.
And like Last Chance and stuff like that. Yeah, it's great. But all that, it sort of really really hooked me in. Well, I don't know about that. I used to do a lot more of that stuff when I was younger. Now I'm like this. I can't do it.
You find you get a bit cat-handed doing it when you haven't done it for a while.
Yeah, exactly. Which is just proof of the pudding there. You have to sort of. I should have sort of warmed up, shouldn't I? But I think that probably first and foremost because Queen were my. People probably know this story, but I got obsessed with them when I was about 9 or 10. Lois had, in fact, my other sister Susan and Stephen were a big influence as well. But Lois had a day at the races and Live Killers. So 79 it would have been 79. So I was 10, whatever. And I used to, when she was going out or whatever, I said, "Can I listen to those albums?" So John Deacon, obviously, because once I got into them, and I think I got Greatest Hits. Soon afterwards. So yeah, maybe it was because I've been listening to that for a good year or so. So that was 81, wasn't it? Greatest Hits. So I basically then went in full nerd, whatever. I just completely got all the albums. But in those days you'd save up and get it. I remember getting Night of the Opera and couldn't believe how beautiful the calligraphy was. The writing and how it looked amazing, and the photos of them and all the Bechstein debauchery, all the stuff that it said. And it's such a great eclectic album, isn't it? A Night at the Opera, and stuff. So that was it. So John Deacon was there. Sting, it was because at first it would have been a lot of the pop stuff, poppier stuff. So Sting, Mark King, yes. So obviously Pino. But what Level 42 did was like a stepping stone to. I tell you, it was great. What's his name? Bruce. Yes, Elvis Costello's bass player. Great stuff. And then through that, I got to hear
Bernard Edwards.
Yes, well, obviously, this is what I mean. You start going, oh, I do know these tracks, and I didn't know that it was all the same guy. So basically, when I got into the Level 42 stuff, it sent me down the path of things like Stanley Clarke, and then Jaco Pastorius, and Weather Report, and all that stuff. And I think that then you start heading down the jazzier path. You know what I mean? But people like on the rock front, people like Geddy Lee, Glenn Hughes. Chris Squire, I suppose, obviously, because he's amazing, But they've
Phil Lynott.
Oh yeah, Phil Lynott. I mean, the thing about Phil Lynott is just that whole. I just loved his vibe. You know what I mean? His songwriting, his vocals. The thing. And see, I have to stop myself from picking my bass up every 2 minutes. But I think that.
You should live here, mate.
I know. Yeah, I'd be like, Neil, I've got to go to bed. Right, okay. But basically, anyone who you can think of there, especially when I started to get into music and I was more serious about it, then people like I mean, one of my favourites is Louis Johnson.
Yeah.
Because I used to love, as Haley pointed out, when as Haley made me pick out my McDonald. I've got Michael McDonald everywhere. I used to love Michael McDonald, and I had to, well, I still do. And his Keep Forgetting is a great. I've got to do it. I've got to do it. Oh, I've got to do it though. Got to do this. Let me show you. Mind you, I don't want to destroy everything while I do this. You know, this is where it goes to pieces, isn't it? You know.
It's okay.
Yeah, that sort of. You know, it just
helped
great.
in no small way by the other musicians on the album, like Steve
Jeff
Gadd,
Porcaro,
Greg Fillingames.
Yeah,
Lucas.
It's Jeff on drums, isn't it?
And Steve Gadd on different tracks.
Oh, you're talking about the album, yes, but on that track, yeah, it's amazing. You know, they're just great. There's people like and you know, Anthony Jackson, all that stuff he did. Like, oh Christ, I keep doing this. Do you know what? What did I say to you before? I said to Mike. I said to Mike earlier, I'm going to drag the phone off the thing. You know, stuff like you know, there's
he goes on stage around the world.
You know, and also
Mr. Vega.
Yeah, all of that stuff is great. Marcus. Yeah, there's too many. Oh. Jacko.
Of course. Well, also while we're in that way, Rocco.
Oh. Yeah. Rocco was probably one of my for years. I was obsessed with Tower of Power and Rocco. Let me get this right before I destroy everything. Yeah, sort of. Was it? Can't remember. Anyway, but it's all good.
Yeah. Cool. Let's get back onto the questions. Here we go.
Yes.
Right, my other half. What has been the most awesome moment for you on stage with Queen? Or actually, we'll have both of these. And what was the funniest moment? What's been the best moment, most awesome moment, and the funniest moment?
Well, I suppose I should mention the very first time we did anything, which was the MTV Global Icon Award that they were getting, because I still couldn't get my head around what was going on, really. Not just because of what it was and who it was, but how I felt about them when I was a kid and this was going on, you know. So there was that. I have to say that, you know, when we did the Hammersmith shows, that was incredible. I mean, we'd done the Kiev as it was then, you know, in front of hundreds of thousands of people. It was like ostensibly the first gig they did, so that was kind of amazing. But there were some standout things like
I love that Hammersmith show. That lighting rig, the production,
choice
of material was just great.
Did. Yeah, loved it.
Really good.
Yeah, I think that's the thing is that I did. We did a little party for someone. I won't say who, because you know, just in case I'm not allowed to say who it was. We did like one of those small function things once, and there's probably about 200 people there, and it was like, I guess it was like a favour of their, you know, from them to their friends, you know. But honestly, it was amazing to hear Brian and Roger, the Queen music. I know I was playing it with them, but you could see people going, because it was like a surprise to them, you know, and they're going. And to hear in such a small event, like a club, it wasn't a club, but you know, it was a club-sized thing. it was absolutely mind blowing. It was. I could see in the faces like they're thinking, "This is the best thing I've ever seen," you know, because
those Hammersmith shows, it felt like it was a much bigger show, but in a smaller environment.
yes, yeah.
And if you put Hammersmith up against one of the O2 shows in 2015, the size and scale of it would feel the same, but the actual venue that you're playing in,
yes,
complete polar opposites. One houses 4,000 people and one houses 20,000 people. It's a bit of a difference.
Absolutely, and I think that there's something about those. You know, I haven't actually done it yet. I remember talking to Tyler about it because I've seen Tyler with Queen Extravaganza at Manchester Apollo, and I said, you know, you've played in the one place, you know, that I'd love to do. It's in my top 5 venues, you know, because like Hammersmith, I think it's one of those things where it's big enough to be an event, but small enough for it to sort of feel like, you know, this is you know, intimate, yeah. So Jenny, I think it's that. I have to say things like when we did the opening of the Oscars, there's so many mind-numbingly brilliant moments. Getting a chance to do that, obviously the Jubilee was amazing. I mean, I think we were all
wrapping up the bucket list here, aren't we?
That's the thing with them is that they just so many things I've done because of just being lucky enough to end up playing with them and doing stuff. You know, I sort of constantly pinch myself, you know, when I'm out with them. You know, I think that they're also one of those bands that whether people think that they don't like them or whatever, this, that, the other, people know their stuff. You know what I mean? But you know, people know stuff. And what I love about them is that it's just good stuff. It's good. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, some stuff might be, you know, tongue in cheek, or it might be this, that, the other. But they've written great stuff. I mean, Day at the Races. To me, I always have this little conversation to myself. You know, I'm talking to myself. I think Day at the Races for me, because it's probably a visceral thing as well, because from being a kid. I think it sounds great. I think it's from start to finish. I think it's a great album. Are there other tracks on other recordings that you know that one of the individuals is probably? But yeah, probably. You know, don't get me wrong. The first 5 albums were always brilliant. You know what I mean? And then the sort of rawer side of them, you know, as from News of the World, you know, arguably jazz, but the Game, you know, that sort of thing. They were able to do that as well. You know, Hot Space. There's some stuff on there that I think's great. You know, I know it's not. I know it's a bit like we've had that chat, yeah. But I think with the Day at the Races, I think the bass sound on it is great. You know, it's clearer, I think, than some of the others. It's obviously, to me as well, if you think about Queen, yes, but Queen 2, Sheer Heart Attack and Night at the Opera was studio ridiculousness. Throwing stuff in. Queen 2, you know, famously it was going to be called Over the Top. You know, it's an amazing album. You see, this is the thing.
Wrestling album, was it?
Yeah, exactly. Say again.
That was their wrestling album.
Yes,
Over the Top.
Over the Top. Yeah. When I meet young people who are getting into Queen, I think they're going to hear Queen 2 for the first time. You know, it blows my mind how brilliant that is. Same with
what it must be like for someone, and I know that people do these reaction videos, but for someone who's never seen live at Wembley before.
Yes, yeah, no,
for you and I, that's like an imprint on our brain.
Yeah.
We can never remove that. But you see people, or that watch the 20-minute Live Aid segment, they don't no idea of what's about to happen.
Yes, yeah,
but
exactly.
For us, that's part of our life.
Yeah,
you know, you will always.
Well, I mean, look,
every line of every song and what the crowd reaction to that is. But for people who aren't Queen fans, you know, when the movie came out and suddenly loads of people went back and you know, the younger brigade were checking all this out. Oh, I've heard of this band called Queen, this guy, amazing singer called Freddie. And it's like, there's a little more to it than that.
That's the thing, isn't it? You know, the stuff that Brian put down painstakingly, you know, and you know, the writing, Roger, you know, the way he his drumming, the way he plays his songs, John, you know what I mean? There's fascinating things the thing about A Day at the Races for me as well is that I think that every single one of Freddie's songs are amongst, they're just so good, all of them. There's no, you know, and it's the same, you know, Brian's songs. I love Drowse as well, Roger's Drowse.
See,
And
you and I differ there. That's
I
another.
know, but I think it's because it was one of the first albums that whatever. But
I think,
it
yeah,
does everything that it describes. It's got that
yeah.
languid,
See, for me,
luscious.
Day at the Races basically. So, although I was already a Queen fan, till I got the complete Works box set,
Yeah.
I'd held off for 3 years of buying any of their albums apart from Greatest Hits 1,
Yeah.
because I knew this box set was going to happen.
Mm.
And then it was a case of, well, shall I buy the albums individually or shall I buy the box set? I'm glad I bought the box set because as an investment, it's rocketed up in price. But until I got that box set, I wasn't able to hear each of the albums, and I did them in chronological order.
Yeah.
So I could see that progress through. By the time I'd got to Day at the Races, I'd already heard, you know, the 4 that came before. So
Yes.
for me, the fabulousness of Day at the Races was slightly dampened because I'd already had the fabulousness of the first 4 before it.
Oh yeah, but don't get me wrong. It's
then follow that progression. You can see that Day at the Races slots in perfectly when Night at the Opera ends, and then it's like bookend.
Yeah.
Right. News of the World.
News of the World. Exactly it. You know, and things like I never understood why it wasn't a bigger hit, but this I did this for one of my students. I was just taking it down. I don't know. It's all in rough. This is all in rough.
It's a tour de force.
So
I had
you know,
to play that 1, 2, 3 months ago. The Queen tribute band. My cousin Tom was there. We played.
Tom was there.
Yeah.
See, things like that. This is what we've been going through in my students. I did his bass break on Dragon Attack. But no, going back to good old fashioned Lover Boy, compositionally, you know, I mean, Somebody to Love, amazing. You know, You Take My Breath Away, utterly incredible. And Millionaire Waltz. I mean, they're just so good. You know, I mean, Freddie is high as whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, Death on Two Legs. You know, everything he did before that as well has been. And the guys, you know, Brighton Rock. It's one of my favourite bridges. Oh, Rock of Ages. I used to come home from school, put my headphones on, and my go-to album was Night at the Opera, and I'd put side 2 on, Prophet Song, and basically, you know, the thing I found about Queen was, I think when you're a certain age, once you discover them, you're drawn in by them. There's something about them that takes over. You know what I mean? And that's how special. I suppose it's a bit like the Beatles. You know what I mean? That same thing.
That would have been the generation before you and I.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, I don't have that affinity with the Beatles that I have with Queen.
Yeah.
Queen are my band.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And when people say, "Oh, well, Beatles are the greatest," well, yeah, without the Beatles, Queen wouldn't have been what they were. No band would have been in the world. You know, the Beatles kind of trailblazed. But for me, there's something about Queen that I can, you know, there's a pathway for me into that band that I just don't get with the Beatles at all.
Yeah.
I can't
see what you mean. Yes,
I want to like the Beatles, but
I should mention McCartney as well, shouldn't I, on the bass thing?
Of course.
Yeah. I do. There's people like Willie Weeks as well, by the way, and Chuck Rainey.
If you want to hear Neil's full list of bass players he likes, check out my interview video. There's 3 of them. It's all from the same interview. It's just broken into 3 separate parts. If I'd put the whole thing up together as it was, you'd be there for about 3 hours. So I had to cut and splice and make 3 individual videos.
Yeah.
So just to answer the second part of Jen's question, what's been the funniest moment with Queen so far?
Oh, well, I've told this story before. It's actually it's Spike and I, really. It was a post. We'd been for a meal and we had a lot of sake. It was in Japan. Can you guess? Sake. And I hope Spike doesn't mind me telling this again. It was more to do with we'd all had a little bit to drink, and the rest of the guys had gone off to another place. Whatever. But Spike and I decided we were going to walk back to the hotel, and on the way back we went into a pub. So that was nice. We had a couple of drinks, nice chat. Headed back to the hotel, and by this point, the air had hit us, and we hadn't realised how much sake we'd been having, you know. And we were absolutely. I really felt it, but Spike, I think, basically we got in and we said, right, let's go to the bar. And we went, yeah, let's go to the bar. So we're walking there with a purpose, you know what I mean? And on the way there, I barely missed this ornamental thing that was there, and I just remember going, "Oh, that was close." And as I looked up, Spike didn't barely miss an ornamental thing and went arse over tits, as they say in Britain. And he got up, and we looked at each other. He went, "Yeah, let's call it a night. I think it's, you know." So we headed back. We headed back to the lift, and then we see Tommy Lee Jones with his wife, you know, the actor, who I think at this point is quite hard of hearing. Brilliant, lovely guy. He was lovely with us, but I've never seen Spike. He's so tried. We both did sober up so quickly, you know. And he's going, Mr. Lee Jones, it's lovely to meet you. But you know, it was just. It makes me laugh to this day. I mean, I'm sort of doing a bad job of telling the story, but. Fun times like that. Spike actually has amazing, funny stories. You know what I mean? But there's always funny stuff between Brian and Roger as well. You know, they're like brothers, really. You know, and they're different. They're different, but they have so much connection about stuff. You know, this whole thing really, to me, is you know, because of the Smile, the beginning really of them, and you know, obviously Tim leaving and Freddie coming in, the legitimacy of this whole thing, it can't be Queen, as they've said, it can't ever be Queen. There's no Freddie, there's no John. But I think that the legitimacy of it is that they're sort of bookending this whole thing. You know, they've worked so hard with the sort of legacy of them, you know, and introduced so many, you know, like they've been doing this longer than Queen were around as a band now. You know, it's mind blowing, isn't it? Yeah. So I think that you know, it's been brilliant, and they're very, you know, we have good company. Always have a good laugh when we go out. You know, I can't think of anything as immediately comes to mind that was a bit funny, but there have been a lot of funny moments. But that came to mind only because I told it recently there was a Queen fan club convention interview I did, and that story I remembered it. And I have really fond memories of that. You know, I mean, in fact, this is the thing. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone again. I know when I see Spike, I'll immediately crack up because he will be there again. You know, it's what. He has that effect. Yeah,
has that effect. Every time I meet him, he goes, "Oh, hello, mate. How you doing?" And I'm thinking, you haven't a clue who I am. We've met like 3 times. You wouldn't know my name.
Spike he probably meets 1,000 people. You know,
I get the same thing from Mark King. He always says to me, "Hello, kid," and it's like, "Mark, I'm 50. Kid."
Well, I would take it if I were you.
Well, I'll take it. Okay, in these messages, LT, can you pop into Tyler's live tomorrow? Everyone asks for you every week, apparently.
Oh, do they? That's very kind. Well, you know, what do you mean? What do I do there? Do they mean on the chat, or do you mean?
I guess it's a live chat, maybe on YouTube.
Yeah, no, he's been. This would be his volume 4. It's called. He's been doing his unplugged thing. He's amazing. In fact, he's going to do, because it was Brian's birthday last week. There's a certain drummer's birthday tomorrow, isn't there?
Certainly is.
And so I think he's going to do from what I've seen, it looks like it might be a bit of a Taylor-tastic night.
One of those. Okay.
So but sometimes our schedule, it might be that I've got stuff on and I can't be there on the night. But there you go, Roger's birthday set. Kimberly says. So that'd be brilliant. I sort of I don't know. There's a bit of, what do you call it? There'll be a lot of latency.
I get you.
And I can't. Do you know what? The only songs I could sing at the moment are probably Leonard Cohen.
Well, or Barry
which
White.
Is unusual for me. Yeah, Barry White. I've got no voice at the moment, which is really frustrating.
I'm doing you a great favour tonight then.
Yeah.
All right. My other half says Chris and Carol have just tuned in. They say hello. having technical issues with the chat window, but are definitely watching.
Oh,
Okay?
good.
Hello, Chris and Carol.
Hi, Chris and Carol.
Stacey, yes, please select all. What's that relating to, Stace? That was nearly an hour ago.
Oh my gosh, I've really been chatting. Yeah, let's get through these.
That's okay. LT, hey, algorithm. Yeah, I think we had a little thing where the reception may have dropped out or what.
Oh.
We're fine. We'll just keep going. Like a war of attrition. My mum says, I can see why you two get along. What a delightful guy.
Oh, that's very kind. So she got my check. She got my check then.
Yeah, exactly. Check's in the post. Keith Manick, Neil, Haley wants to know where you got your shirt from, as she loves it.
Haley, I have about 4 or 5 of very similar shirts. The problem is, I'm starting to fill them out in the way that, not because I'm muscly or anything, but I've eaten too much chocolate, and I need to get onto it. But I think River Island.
There we go.
I think that's where they're
UK
from.
retailer if you're not based in the UK.
Yes, sorry. Yes, I should say that.
It's all right. When I do these live chats, I realise I'm talking to people around the world, and you say something that's quite British, and they go, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
You have to remember. Oh yes, of course. You might not have that in Nepal or wherever we are. Stacey Ann, super chat. Thank you very much. $4.99. Thanks, Stacey.
All right.
Great work. Thank you.
Stacey.
Just donated $4.99 to the channel. Thank you. Very much appreciated, of course. Mr. Lover, you've come back from the Mr. Lover was able to watch our test chat that we did earlier.
He was, yes, he was there.
Hi guys, looking to buy a full-blown 300-watt SVT, which is an Ampeg. SVT meaning super valve technology, I think.
I was going to say that.
Okay, Mr. Lover, where are you based? What is your budget? And if you're looking at a 300-watt SVT, there are many other alternatives of a similar style. So every manufacturer pretty much does an 8x10 cabinet. If you don't want one very super heavy cabinet, you could break that down into 2 4x10 cabinets, which will be far more transportable and much better for your back. You can have the old style technology, which means they're heavy with ceramic magnets, or you can go.
That's me dragging it.
That's you dragging it, of course. See, we're going to do a double act series. I've mentioned to Neil we should do a podcast. This could be the initial start of this. This is idea for the future when you get back from the US.
Right.
But if you've got a bit more money, you can have neodymium cabinets. So basically, the magnets inside or within the speaker cabinet are gel. They're a magnetized gel rather than a big heavy magnet. It suddenly makes the cabinets really super light. I will give you an example. Okay, so I have here, try and do this without completely destroying my room and crushing my bass collection. Right, let's take that out. I move this around, see what you guys can see. I'll give you a demonstration. So, not blessed with lots of space today, but I have here an Aguilar SL212, SL being super light. So there's 2 12-inch speakers in here. I'm going to show you the cabinet. I'll lift it up. I can do it with one hand. All right. The only problem is lack of space. So if I just tilt you down a tad, just bear with me, boys and girls.
Whoa!
Cabinet here. Right, I'm going to lift it up. All right. So this is for the bass demonstration later. We might have to postpone that for another time or a video tomorrow. So I don't get superstars on my channel every month, you know. Right. So
this has turned into a keep fit out thing, hasn't it? It's great. Look at that.
One hand. Okay. So I'm just going to tilt the cabinet. That's what neodymium speakers are. You can do them with one hand. If you don't believe me. So this hand's doing nothing. And that's the other.
Look at that.
So if you can afford neodymium, I suggest you go for it because it's going to save your back. I've been using Neo gear since 2009. I don't get back problems anymore. Before that, I had to use, well, I didn't have to. I just couldn't afford to buy the Neo stuff. So I was using the heavy cabinets. I was using EBS. I used to rip my back once a month, maybe. Super light Neos. You don't have that
Fantastic.
problem. Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. I know these things.
You do. You have an encyclopedia. I can't say encyclopedic knowledge of gear and stuff.
Correct.
That I
That you
it's
don't.
unmatched. I can't. Yeah, I don't. But I mean, so what you're saying, Mike, is that all of those examples will do the same, similar
They'll do
vibe.
the same thing. The difference between Neo and old school magnets, there is a tonal difference. Okay. Now, if you're playing live and you've got road crew and what have you, you don't care whether you're using light or heavy because they're taking the brunt of it. If you are responsible for carting your equipment around, you don't want super heavy. Because if you got to get that in and out of a car or a van, it's your body that's going to take the toll. But there is a tonal difference that you will get between old school magnets and heavy cabinets and super light Neo stuff. There just is. And if you were here sat in my room playing through my old EBS stuff, the Pro line, which was the heavy stuff, and then I plugged you into the Neo, you will hear a tonal difference. But in terms of carting it around, it's chalk and cheese.
Yes, no, exactly. But I mean, that would be a lot lighter, wouldn't it? Chalk and cheese, but nowhere near the sound that you're after.
I wouldn't put chalk in a sandwich, though.
No, you know? No, not at all.
Doesn't go well with pickle, I find.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, if you want to carry on that conversation, Mr. Lover, then come back to us and I'll go into it a bit further. But if you want some ideas on stuff to use, maybe leave a comment in the comment section. I'll come back to you after the live chat, either later tonight or tomorrow. Steffi, I sure hope you'll come back to Germany with Queen, Neil. Feel so heartbroken I couldn't make one of your gigs last year. Seeing you guys live on stage would be my biggest dream come true.
Oh, well, I hope you get to see us, yeah. I don't know what the future holds, but let's hope we get there again. Who knows? It was only last year, wasn't it? Yeah, 2022. Yeah. So I don't know when the next time we'll be there, but I'm sure they'll do their best. Yeah. And hopefully you can. We'll see you there.
Question from Marcus. As we all know, Queen have so many hits and songs, always very difficult to choose. So will there be plans for some setlist surprises for the upcoming US tour with new songs, which will be different to the Europe tour of last year? Obviously, don't give the game away.
Hey, the game. Yes, I don't know. Let's hope so, Marcus. And
because you're not really in charge. It's not a case of being in charge. You're not involved in that discussion. Brian and Roger will make those selections, probably in a chat with Spike, because he's musical director.
Yeah. I mean, yes, they've thrown it open sort of to us, you know what I mean, and you know, suggestions and stuff. I can tell you what we'd love to do. I know that I've said this before. Tyler and I would love to do Let Me Entertain You. I think it would be a great opener or second song in, you know what I mean, like they used to do. And I think Adam would be amazing. And I do think that Good Old Fashioned Lover Boy should come after Killer Queen, just as they used to do it. I think Adam would kill it. It'd be amazing. I
agree.
I think.
Now, just something for me. We've had this discussion before, and it was part of the interview we did in 2015. When you were practicing or rehearsing for 2012, Hammersmith, Kiev, what have you, I remember you telling me that you practiced a bunch of songs in rehearsal and potentially some of them at soundcheck at Hammersmith, and actually then Brian and Roger went, "Oh no, we're not going to do them." Now, remind me which ones I get right here. Tenement Funster. It's Late.
Not at that point, no.
Okay.
No.
Princes of the Universe.
No, that's me hoping that we'd do it.
Right.
If we ever did Princes of the Universe, that's it. It's game over. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Anyway, go on. Sorry.
I'd love to.
You're right. Tenement Funster.
One more. So just remind me. In the interview we did in 2015, you told me there were like 3 or 4 tracks that you were prepping that then never made it out to the gig. So what were they?
So we actually played through we played the songs. I remember Brian getting his sounds together for the sort of psychedelic, whatever you want to call it, Hendrixy sort of middle bit of Tenement Funster, which was great. We were going through that. We also did, and I'm so wish we'd done it. We started running the vocals for it, and I think we had to play through it a couple of times. Long Away.
That's right.
And we also, I think they were talking about doing You Take My Breath Away, and maybe it was going to be Brian and Adam to start with. So the It's Late thing came about because of the I mean, unless because maybe unless I've said it on the 2015, maybe they had talked about it, but I know that obviously when they did the 2017
News of the World
thing, we did It's Late, Get Down, Make Love. Sheer Heart Attack was going to be on there as well, and I think Fight from the Inside was mentioned, which would have been, you know what I mean. But as we get into it, you realise,
I wouldn't be able to go to a gig with them playing Fight from the Inside without hearing the voices from the Eye. He's over there. Go get him.
Voices from
the Eye, the computer game. Yes.
Oh yes, right. Okay. Oh no, I've never.
Because that part of the game has that song as its soundtrack. So for people who don't know, Queen did a computer game in the late 90s.
That's right. Yes. The Eye.
Which was really tricky.
See, I was never a computer game person, so all of that.
But the lovely thing is, I can't remember which disc. One of these discs basically has all of the tracks that were featured in the game, and some of them are very different from the original songs.
Oh, right, fantastic!
Because they generally don't have any vocals on. It's the backing tracks.
Yeah.
And they were like some specific mixes of certain songs that were only done for that.
Yeah. So, well, that's the thing, and we did. It's Late. We did. I think we did precisely 9 shows in America with it. I think they weren't sure whether it was going or not, and I was thinking, well, please, at least let's do it in Europe, But it was so great to play. I sort of. Tyler and I were sort of like, yeah, you know what I mean, brilliant.
Fanboys in the band.
Absolutely. And it's such a great song, you know what I mean? The bridge bit of it, as I've been so long. It's I mean, it's just a classic Brian song, isn't it? He pulls them out of the bag, and he's got these brilliant tracks.
It's one of those songs that the Red Special is just built for.
Yeah.
All of that overtone and resonance and harmonic color.
Yes, yeah. And it was so good.
Long drawn out chords.
Yes,
It's not a million things all going. It's like but you're gonna hear it all.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, it was great, and it was there's always moments in the set. I mean, it's all brilliant, but there's always moments in the set where you're like, oh, we're going to be doing this one, and you get excited about it, So, yeah, no. So I think, as far as I can remember, the 3 that we ran, and also, if you remember, when Tyler played It's Late last week, didn't he? Tyler's done a recording of It's Late. It's on his very first album he did. The other thing that happened
people
then
that don't know, we're referring to Tyler Warren,
who's
the percussionist and also drummer within the Queen touring band.
Great guitarist as well.
Great everything.
Great everything, yeah. So basically, what was I saying? This is great viewing, isn't it? That was it. No, I've remembered. Also, Brian did the double neck. Do you remember the double neck for Under Pressure? So he had the 12-string thing, and it was amazing, but it was so heavy.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously heavy. And it's just like, I don't blame him.
Not good for him, because he's had back problems over the years.
Right.
So
yeah.
Something like that's going to be.
Yeah. I think that's the thing is, if you think about the amount of times you strap on the guitar, and it just, when we're on tour, if we have any physio or stuff, I always try and get my hands and my arms done.
Forearms.
And when they do the the deep tissue, it absolutely kills. And they're looking at me laughing, whether, the guy or the girl or whatever, going, yeah, you've got not striations, I forgot what they call it, you know what I mean? But they've basically got to strip the muscle down, and I'm sure there's people out there who know, but and you're going, oh God, that kills, you know what I mean? But and you realise just how much tension you're holding, so yeah, so there is that. And I did actually early on, I think it was when I was playing with Brian and Kerry on the Anthems tour, I actually had tennis elbow.
Yeah.
It kept twinging and stuff. I thought, oh, I've got to watch out for that. But yes, no, so
Okay.
so that's it. Yeah,
Cool.
Yes.
Right, I'll wade into the next bunch of comments and questions. Sean P. Base, hi Mike and Neil. No, I didn't do the deal on the Stingray, but I bought a second-hand Fender Kingman version 2, which is slightly different. Yeah, just a bit. Oh well, as long as you're happy, my friend. That's
Yes.
LT, I'm guessing that's Kimberly. Tyler and Neil, given the chance, would create the best Queen set list of real deep cuts. Yes, they would.
Oh yes.
I
Do
agree.
you know who else would get in on that?
Who?
Mike Brooks.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. You'll be going, let's do this. I think that that's the fun thing about Queen, isn't it? Because it's so difficult. What do they leave out? Because of the hits, and particularly if you're in a certain part of the world, there are certain songs that are huge there. And this.
Do you know what's funny is, like, every popular band obviously has its fan base and stuff, and without exception, if any bands that I follow or I'm a big fan of, you get those people who are such diehard fans, and they'll say, wouldn't it be great if we had a gig that was just album tracks for the real fans? And it's like, yeah, but there wouldn't be enough bums on seats to justify doing it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain, you will always have that brigade who come to Queen because they want to hear Bohemian Rhapsody and We Are the Champions. That's the deal. The amount of times I do Queen tribute shows where people think we're going to play Bohemian Rhapsody in the first set. And if you don't, they go, well, this isn't what we wanted. What's this song, which is Tie Your Mother Down? What's that song, which might be Seven Seas of Rhye? And it's like, well, do you think, right, so you think a Queen show is just basically Another One Bites the Dust, Kind of Magic, Bohemian Rhapsody, and We Are the Champions? Yeah. Well, yeah. And it's like, you have to pace the set. If we're doing 2 1-hour sets, it can't all just be radio hits. It's not going to work.
Exactly.
Is it?
Exactly.
Queen songs, a Queen set is like that. It's not just blazing rock for 2 hours.
That's right. And I've mentioned before as well that we've done things where we try to at least, even if we just try and change the order around, it completely throws stuff, and it doesn't work, So there are times where we've experimented with stuff, and there are certain things, as you say, there's a contour to the set, and not just that. There are certain songs that don't work as well if they follow something else or whatever. So there's so many permutations of things that could make the set go awry that they've really got to give it a thought. And this is why for the first few gigs, things tend to sort of do a lot of this, that's going on.
Let's see. LT Whitesnake. So we've lost the sort of thread of conversation. So this was like, oh God, nearly an hour ago.
I know that Kimberly is a huge Neil Murray fan.
Okay.
Yes.
I just saw Steve Vai on Sunday night. Neil Murray is a sweet guy. True, he is. Evening, Neil, if you're out there. Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Let's have a look. Stacey was applauding your performance of 43. Starred by Stacey Ann. Tip jar. Let's start a tip jar. Guys, if you want to contribute, you can do so via the super chat facility in the live chat window, which is the dollar symbol at the bottom, or you can contribute via the super thanks button, which is directly below the video window. Both of those will allow you to make financial contributions to the channel. Alternatively, you can help the channel out if you're enjoying this video and any of the other content here on Brooks's Space Corner. If you go in the description box below, you'll find affiliate links for Thomann, Amazon, Gear for Music, and Andertons. If you've got any bass-related purchases, basses, amps, speakers, gig bags, strings, cleaning products, effects pedals, if you buy any of those from any of those retailers, click on the links in the description box, take you through, put the items in your basket, go through with the transaction. Brooks's Bass Corner receives a very small affiliate commission. It's not a big amount. It will be pennies probably. But all of those little contributions help to make a bigger contribution, which will keep the channel running. Alternatively, you can help the channel by buying Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise. There are links in the description box for the UK and Europe retail site, the shop I've created with Spreadshirt. And then there's also a US and worldwide store as well. So basically we have caps, we have t-shirts, there are hoodies, there are mouse mats, we have mugs, cups, glasses, water bottles, phone cases, lunch boxes, you name it, I've got my branding on it. So there's about 9 or 10 designs. There's about 150 different products. Go through to the merchandise stores via the links in the description box. Check out the merchandise. If you want to buy something or you'd like to make a donation to the channel, but you would like something for your money, you can buy some merch. It's great stuff. Wash is great. Iron's great. This mug has been with us since late February. It's been in and out of the dishwasher constantly. I'll hold it a little closer. The print has never faded. The t-shirts, the print doesn't fade. Sometimes you buy t-shirts, might be a band t-shirt, might be a fashion t-shirt, and the printing cracks and breaks up.
But not here, not with you.
Exactly. Not on any of this, mate.
It's amazing.
Some of these t-shirts have been going since February. Still iron great, still wash great, no fading, no splitting of the prints. So have a look on there. If you find some merch you like, you can help the channel. Helps me, helps the channel. YouTube thinks we're fabulous. Videos get promoted out. Everything's good. But like, if you don't want the merch, you don't want the affiliate thing, but you just like to help the channel, either hit the super thanks button underneath the video or go via the super chat facility in the live chat window. So if you're on the mobile app, the live chat window is directly below the video. If you're on the desktop version, it's that way. Checking the, yeah, that's right. So at the bottom of that live chat window, you've got an emoji icon. So feel free to give that an absolute pasting. Shows the YouTube algorithm that you're enjoying the live chat, enjoying the video. And next to it, you've got the dollar symbol, which is the super chat facility. That's how it works. So let's have a look here. Tower of Power, yeah, super.
Yes.
Jenny, so many awesome moments. Exactly. George Iliadis from Melbourne. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Thank you for all your likes on the Instagram posts. Very much appreciated. George, I jumped on late for this one. Have to play it back. Yep. Anyone that's watching and you think, oh, I'm not going to be able to stay with this or whatever. Once we finish the live chat, it's uploaded onto the YouTube channel. You can watch this at any point afterwards. So if you've got to go to bed or go to work or something else is happening, you can catch up at any point. I will forewarn you that our live chats sometimes are quite long. The record is 5 hours and 15 minutes.
Oh, my word.
We won't be doing quite that today. But Neil's here. I hope he's enjoying himself. I'm having a blast. You guys seem to be enjoying it. So we'll carry on. Okay, Agwe07. Haven't seen you here before. I'm guessing you're a Queen fan because you've got a great picture of Freddie's statue from Montreux in
Awesome.
your profile picture. Question for you, Neil. Have you ever thought about quitting bass? Unless he's talking to me. Many times. You have no idea.
No.
If so, what has motivated you to keep going? And by the way, Neil, you're one of my true inspirations, and I hope one day to become a great bassist like you.
Oh, well, that's very kind. That's another check I need to send off.
Exactly. You're going to be poor man after tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's a good question because,
in fact, I tell you, just before you give that answer, if you give that answer, I'm quickly going to nip into the kitchen to grab a drink and bring it back. I will be gone literally about 10 seconds. So
you mean I'm basically doing a piece to camera with no one here?
You are. You'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm just handing you the reins. Bye.
Okay.
I'm just going to go and grab a drink. Neil's going to answer that question for you. Okay? 2 seconds.
Has he gone?
Yeah.
Oh, he's still there. Yes, the answer to that question is I don't think I wanted to maybe quit bass. Sometimes being in music can be a bit tough because there are aspects of it that's really difficult, really. I wouldn't say punishing. That's a bit over the top, but a lot of times you sort of think, oh, it's such a struggle. It's, you know, you're having to keep doing stuff that maybe you don't want to do, or you just get a little bit sort of.
It's normally about
You get a little bit sort of down about maybe the direction that you are, you know, with music, especially if you're doing your own stuff, you know, because you've got to believe in it, and you've got to sort of think that, all right, there's going to be people out there who won't like it or okay about it, but there will be people who will really love it, and so that's what you've got to try and remember. In terms of as a player, yeah, there's lots of times when you just think, ugh, you know, all the time actually. I mean, maybe tomorrow I'll be like, oh no, you know, there's so many things that I need to be working on that I'm not working on or whatever. But I don't have the same sort of desire to be as when I was younger. I wanted to sort of play everything and do what everyone was doing. But as I've got older, I've got more interested in writing and being a part of a band and singing a bit and doing this. So I'm actually a little bit more comfortable in what I do, but I still love watching other people who are fabulous, you know, incredible technicians, you know, and stuff like that. It's still great. But you've got to be honest with yourself, and you've got to decide what it is in music that you want to do. Because I spent up until my mid-20s doing a lot of stuff that I felt I had to do, not what I necessarily wanted to. So as much as I love lots of different kinds of music, there's some stuff that you've really got to give your all to it if you want to succeed at that kind of thing. But if you want to do stuff that makes you happy, sometimes you go, oh, well, I need to spend more time on this, you know, and that can sometimes have conflicting emotions because you think, oh, I need to be doing this, you know, in order to get better, but I really want to do this, you know. So I think it's just giving yourself a bit of a break. And so every time you feel like you want to give up, it's close to midnight. Sorry. I think you've got to give yourself a bit of a break. You know what I mean? You know, if you're not doing the work, if you're not practicing enough, you know, if you're a jazz musician, you know, like the guys that I grew up with doing music, they would study. You know, a mate of mine, Mike Gorman, fabulous jazz pianist. You know, he'd spend like months on Bud Powell, then months on Oscar Peterson, and months on Kenny Barron, whatever. You know, he'd study the players and do that. You know, I mean, as I did. You know, I got into different people, but I think you've got to decide what kind of musician you want to be. But also, it's a bit of a. I hate to say this because everyone says it, but it's always a bit of a journey. So you're not going to. There's going to be stuff that you might enjoy. You know, when I was younger, I couldn't stand Neil Young's voice. I was like, oh, how whatever. And then I reached about 30 and went, my God, no, he's brilliant. You know, and I loved him, you know, and I think I was so wrong. So sometimes you just got to let things wash over you. Sometimes you're just not ready for stuff. Sometimes you're not hearing it. You're not in the right place for it, you know. And, you know, and also, you know, I'll play with musicians and I'll love something and they're really not into it, or they'll like someone and I'm like, it's okay, you know. So it's okay, you know. We're all different, you know. But trying to be open to lots of different things helps as well, you know what I mean. But you shouldn't ever, if anyone's out there thinking, oh, you know, just having music in your life, I think is enough. You know what I mean. You don't have to be, you know, the best musician in the world as long as you're getting some enjoyment from it, you know.
I was going to say a lot of the younger community brigade seem to have this thing that music is a competition, and
Right.
we all go through it, but I see it more and more now because of the internet, YouTube. People have resources at their fingertips that we never had. You know, we had to put in the hard graft, listening to records, dropping that needle down. I've got to get that note right.
Yes.
Now it's all there 24 hours a day. And people turn it into a competition. It's like, it's not. It really isn't.
No.
But you only learn that over time, that it's not. And you can spend years chasing that ultimate accolade or that ultimate goal.
Yeah.
Be prepared that you might not get there. You might, but there is no guarantee. And
That's right.
If you don't get there, it isn't the end of the world.
No.
You know, I'm sure. So probably when you were approaching 40, you probably thought, as I did when I was 30, approaching 40, you know, I wanted to be in a famous band that was playing stadiums around the world, and we were going to do this and we're going to do that. And it dawns on you, time is passing by, that might not happen. And you have to get your head in the space that I'm not going to realize what I always dreamt I wanted to do. But then by sheer hard work, good fortune, and being in the right place with the right people at the right time, you're now in that very privileged and honorable position of being the bass player for the biggest band on the planet.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? Is that one of the truisms is, you know, and I know that Spike had said this to like Tina, you know, Tina, his own Tina Keys, who, when we did the Roger tour, you know, he'd said, you know, just say yes to everything, you know, and in fact he'd said it to there's a lady, Meg, who was part of the crew, and she it was the first time she was doing the black track stuff. She was brilliant, and he said that to her. Said, you know, just try and get opportunities. You know, just say yes to everything, and that really is, because what will happen is you'll do a lot of things that you think, ugh, what's this? You know what I mean? Why did I do this? Whatever. But there'll be one thing that you'll do, and it will lead to something. You know, so. You know, what I'm trying to.
You're not in control of that thing happening. It will approach you. You have no way of knowing that's what's going to happen.
I mean,
you couldn't have known when you did the Weekend Wogan thing with Elio, and knowing that Brian was coming in, that they were then going to need a bass player for the things that were around. He probably didn't have any foresight that Adam Lambert was going to appear, and that would make that a feasible option again.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I mean, there are things that you can do to, you know, obviously, one of the things, I've just been doing a little sort of 6-week, I've actually extended it a couple of weeks, little bass course thing, you know, and some couple of guys who gig, you know, and do stuff, you know, they were saying, you know, if you have a situation where every musician gets this, you sort of come up against a brick wall, you know, and one of the things that I noticed, you know, when I was looking through this, is that occasionally people, they haven't taken the time out to sort of get to know the fretboard and chord tones and stuff like that. Chord tones, it's not the be all and end all in terms of, you know, what I'm going to say here. It makes it sound like that's the answer to everything. But when people, when they get familiar with that, it opens up the bass, you know, and then you can start looking at chromaticism, enclosures, other scale notes, whatever. But the thing about chord tones is it's 100% hit rate. All those notes are in that thing. You know, for example, I would say to people, you know, if you've got say D7, you know, but start from the lowest note in that chord tone on the bass, which would be an F sharp. That wire was in the way then, sorry. So yeah, so that you're used to that, you know. Whenever you're playing, just get used to it. Start slowly, and it starts to open up stuff, so that then when you're faced with, you know, people say, oh no, you know, if you do a cool little fill, I'll say, well, all I'm doing is I know what's available to me in whatever chords I'm doing. I'm not, and it's not like rocket science. It's like, you know, it's just taking the time out to go, okay, what's part of that? Of course, there's transcribing, there's going to gigs, there's watching people, there's having lessons. All of that goes with it, you know. But transcription and sort of knowing your chord tones, I think, are up there. So sometimes I think we also go, oh, why am I not doing this? And sometimes it is within us to do that. You just have to look at stuff. I'm not saying that there aren't. Of course, there are lots of very successful people who don't know sometimes what they're playing. They're great, you know. But I think certainly if you're going to look at, say, sessions, certainly jazz stuff, you know, you've got to be musically literate. You've got to know what you're dealing with, you know, because unless you're a savant, unless you can just hear everything and you're incredible. I mean, Pino, you know, he's got elephant ears. He's unbelievable. I don't know actually how much I've heard that he's not a big reader, you know, but it doesn't matter to someone like Pino because people. His thing is if I don't hope I'm not misquoting him, you know, but his thing is if you want Palladino on your record, you want him. You don't want him playing someone else's bass parts. But Weekend Wogan, for example, we had charts, you know, so you have to be able to read what's there, you know. I mean, yeah, we'd get to rehearse and maybe we'd get them sent ahead and stuff, and nothing was really too ridiculous, you know. But if I'd said, "Oh, I can't do that, so I'm not going to be able to do the gig," I would never have met Brian and Kerry, you know, that stuff. So certain things you can do which will put you in situations where you think, "Oh, well, there you go," you know. Plus, as well, it just means as well that you can just do stuff if you know if you've got to learn stuff. There's two ways of doing it. I've done gigs where I've transcribed everything and then I'm reading it. But then there's other gigs like the Queen gig, like Elio's gig, like Marty Wilde thing I did, and this Cutting Crew thing. I thought, well, I'm performing. I can't set up there and go,
Yeah.
you know, it's not going to have the same vibe. So the other skill is to, as you do all the time, whether it's with your ABBA thing, your Queen thing, or funk, Doctor Funk,
Uncle Funk.
Uncle Funk, Doctor Funk. It's a good job. I've come for Uncle Funk. Oh, he's next door. Sorry.
Yeah.
But basically, what I mean is all these are skill sets that we need to acquire in order to do that. Because if you don't have a musical memory to learn stuff, then you can't make changes. But at the same time, if someone says, "I can't show it you, here's the chart," at least you can sort of go, "Oh, okay, right," you know, and it's that, you know. And there's always, you know, this is why I get little things like that. You know, I don't practice my reading enough sometimes. I don't. There's little things I need to look at. But I mean, you know, you've got a family. People probably know this, but my youngest has got special needs and stuff. It's not always easy to do that. Plus, my my love has been on the writing side. You know, that I really enjoyed that, and I want to be part of something where we've got songs. You know what I mean? But all of it has stood me in good stead. You know what I mean? You know, there's nothing wasted, is what I'm saying. You know.
Yeah. I was going to say when the Queen gig came knocking, you weren't at a stage where you weren't prepared. That, you know, when that came to your door, you were at a level where it was like, I'm going to grab this with both hands and run with it, and see where it takes. You weren't there worrying, going, oh my god, oh, my playing's not good enough. We're all self-analytical in how we play, and are we good enough?
That's right.
But I would imagine, and having met you for the first time in 2015, you're not some hyper overconfident idiot. You were very respectful because, again, it was one of your favorite bands playing your favorite songs. You were going to give it the respect it deserved, but it wasn't the sort of job that was going to daunt over. You know, it wasn't daunting to you,
right?
Because you were already au fait with what that material was.
That's right. Yeah, you know, and you know, you got to treat it. You know, it's a gig, and you hopefully whatever gig you do, you're prepared, and you know you want to be ready for them and do the other thing as well is that and I'm sure people know this, but the playing side of it is one aspect of it, but the social side, you know, how are you know, you're not an idiot, you know, are you going to be horrific to be on tour with? Are you going to, you know, are you going to be a problem? You know, and also I see it as like, you know, you're representing them when you're out on tour. You know, I want to you know, do my best to sort of, you know, I mean, I'm like that anyway. I'm not going to go around thinking I'm this, that, and the other. But I think that you have to remember as well that when you're out there, that you're a representation of Queen. You know what I mean? And I have to say that, you know, Brian and Roger sort of lead by example as well. You know what I mean? You know, sure, I'm sure everyone has bad days, but they've always been great with people. You know, and Spike. You know, everyone's, you know, like that. And I think that that's why I think it's a really good team, at the moment. That's why it's lasted, I think, so long, is because, we know each other and we want to do the best. Of course, they could turn around and say we want to mix things up, and that's their right. You know what I mean? That but the fact that they've we've been with them for so long. They're great. It is like a family when we're on tour. It's a little little thing.
I realise it's coming up to 20 to 11. So
Yes.
unless
Okay.
you say to me you want to disappear, I'll let you go at 11, and we'll carry on our
Yeah.
live chat, the regulars, the community, for another hour or so. But I'll rattle through these questions as quick as I can.
Yeah. Let's do that, and
Anything
I'll
you
try not
don't
to be so
answer,
verbose.
we'll save for another time. But I'm going to rattle through a bunch of these. So from LT, I miss all those Queen firsts as a fan when I was a kid. I saved my allowance to buy each album. Live Killers was my first one. Good choice.
Good choice.
Keith Manick, how different was it playing on the Outsider tour against, I guess, compared to the last Queen tour?
Well, the obvious answer is two obvious answers. One is that the venues we were playing, and the other thing would be, obviously, the lineup was just a little bit different, with Tina and Christian. It was great playing. I mean, it was so good to play, some of the Roger solo stuff. In fact, I can tell you that we were going to do. I think we started running it, and I was going to play fretless on it. Magic is Loose. Magic is Loose. I love that track off Fun in Space. Not Fun on Earth, Fun in Space. But it was actually quite emotional doing the Queen songs again, because we'd been, January, February 2020 was the last time we toured, and then this was October 21. So it was great to be playing those again, and then obviously the solo stuff. So in that sense, it was quite a different set. Obviously, there were, what did we do? 1, 2, 3. 4. We probably did about 6 or 7 Queen songs at least, I'd imagine. We did things like Prime Jive. Tyler sang it from the kit, and Christian. It was brilliant. Doing things like that. We did Say It's Not True. And actually the Outsider album. Doing all that was really good as well. I think those tunes really suited what we're going for, and I think that it was just different in that sense. You know what I mean? But and obviously Roger. I mean, he played maybe on a couple of tracks. Just sort of got up and did a bit of kit. He pretty much fronted it. So obviously, Tyler was playing kit for 99% of it, and rather than Roger, but it was great. It was. I think the venue size and seeing people so excited to be there again was great. It was COVID, so we couldn't. We had to sort of keep to ourselves.
Yeah.
And I know as well that I don't think he'll mind me saying this, but on that show, Tyler had some terrible, tragic news, which I won't go into. But and it was really one of those things where we thought, oh gosh, how is this what we're going to do? You know what I mean? And his dad had already got in contact with me and said, tell him, he's got to do this tour and this, there's nothing he can do, blah, blah, blah. So basically, I think it was quite a cathartic process. I know people say overuse that a bit, it was a cathartic process, but I think for Tyler, it was something he had to do in order to sort of get through this, in order to be where it was. On. Yeah. And so we didn't see as much of Tyler, for good reason, on the tour. His news came just as we were about to do production, but I think that that's the power of music. It was able to sort of buoy him, you know what I mean, until we got there, you know what I mean, and I think that's the thing, it was so it was odd. It was equal parts amazing and equal parts, thing. And someone just said Tyler needed us all on the tour. I hope that we were there for him, you know what I mean. And I think that that's the healing power of music. I know it sounds a little bit trite to say stuff like that, but it's one of the few things that I think that can reach people and make a difference without overbearing them, without being that embarrassing thing of someone having to go, here we go, that it gives you the hug you need via what you're doing,
Well, I was
So
doing a
yes, and
gig
that was
the
it.
night Max died. You
Right.
know, had
Oh
I
no,
not been
yeah,
on that, and actually, looking back, I'm not really sure how I got through it, but I think because Jen delayed the information getting to me, I'd already done the first set. They were on the way
yeah.
to the vets. He actually died while I was playing my second set.
Oh
And all the
dear,
band
yeah,
were saying to me in the break between the two sets, "Oh, you need to go and see him." I said, "I won't get there." I said, "It's going to take
yeah,
2 hours to get there. He'll be passed
yeah,
away before I get there."
yeah,
So that
yeah.
second set, I don't know, I wouldn't say I was a man possessed, but I was very angry and upset. And I just sort of played really hard and just thought, just get through the set, get in the car and
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
And
yeah.
but you're right, you know, if I hadn't had that and having gone through Indy's passing when we were totally focused on
Yes.
different situation.
Oh, you left briefly. Oh, was it me?
It's I think what happens is when we're on a live chat and we do almost 3 hours, it then kind of starts up another
Oh
thing.
my
So
gosh, we've.
We've
Oh, I can hear myself coming back.
there you go.
Do I need to
No,
join again?
join again. Okay.
Well, I've got an
Well,
echo.
I've got an
echo.
Hello?
We're okay.
Who's there?
Hello?
Come back.
You what's itchy? Sorry.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Right. I'll delve back into the questions. So, Stacey, Queen have been there for important moments in the lives for those of us of a certain age.
Say that again, sorry.
I said Stacey says Queen have been there for important moments in the lives for those of us of a certain age.
Absolutely.
She then says you guys have to do a channel. No question. Well, thanks, Stace. Well, maybe that's a discussion we'll have further down the line. When
Yes.
Jeff Davis. I don't know who Jeff Davis is. Welcome, Jeff. Sorry it's taken me almost 40 minutes to get to your contribution, but I'm there. Hi, Neil, from yet another Queen tribute bass player. Which songs did you find most challenging when you got the gig, or did you just sail through rehearsals with no problems?
Yeah, your sound is not clear, and I can all I can hear is me coming back to myself. It's sort of changed.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Okay.
I don't know how it is.
If you can see the questions, I'll put them into the live chat, and you.
All right.
All right.
Unless it's easier if I just there's something wrong with the sound, Mike. Martin Fay has said.
Okay, something's going on then. If I stop, that will end the live chat. So,
Shall I leave and come back?
You can try that. Yeah. Try
Okay.
that. Let's see if.
Okie dokie.
Okay, we're just going to wait and see if Neil comes back. I haven't seen the bottom. There's something wrong with the sound mic. Okay. Right. Let's see what happens then. Neil will come back, hopefully. There we go. Now you're back. Sound better?
No, it's still there. The echo. Wonder if it's for me. No.
Okay. Neil, if you can hear anything, just look at the messages and I'll put them up there.
Mike was low, Neil echoed. That's exactly what I've got.
Okay. There's something obviously going on with YouTube. So, if I
How dare they?
Chat,
okay. Well, what I'll do.
It's not on the link.
Yeah, I think the question was from what was the gentleman's name?
It was from Jeff.
Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. I think Jeff had asked about certain tracks, favorite tracks, most difficult.
Hold on. He said, which songs did you find most challenging when you got the gig, or did you just sail through rehearsals with no problems?
It was okay. I wouldn't say I sailed through. We were all getting used to doing stuff, but I think I'm going to have to just do this without hearing myself because it puts me off. But I think we did things like just getting to know the tracks. You know, we went through stuff. I think I think it was okay. The main problem, Jeff, was, as you probably would have found, is that the vocals, so doing backing vocals, so there might be some stuff that was contrapuntal. Is everyone still getting an echo?
Stacey, can you tell me if you're listening? Someone tell us what the sound is like, because obviously we have no concept.
Around.
See, I can hear Neil great. Everyone's saying yes, everything's fine.
Oh, yes, or they can hear an echo.
Still an echo.
Right, okay. Okay, that's fine.
Engine
So
room?
Jeff, I'm sorry, Jeff, I'm making a mess of this, but yeah, if you're playing something that's contrapuntal to the vocal part, that can be a bit of a problem, I suppose. I can't think of any examples right now, but that was it. I wonder if it's better if I do this. Is that better? No, it's not.
Guys, messages?
Oh no, guys, it's gone horribly wrong.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's twice to Neil, says Kimberly.
What a thought.
Um,
okay, I'm going to rattle through some of these messages because we're going to run out of time. LT, Glamberts will love Adam singing Let Me Entertain You. I need It's Late back in the set, and Body Language back in your solo. That's okay.
Yeah.
Played It's Late last week. Martin Fays just appeared from Dublin. Martin, good to see you. Thank you for attending tonight. When Neil goes at 11 o'clock, we're going to carry on the live chat probably for an hour. So we'll get back into our regular stuff that we do here on the live chats. That's cool.
Yeah.
And any of you who are Queen fans or you want to just hang around, chill with us, feel free. There'll be a load of bass chat, bass playing stuff. We'll talk about gear. We'll talk about bands, gigs, all that sort of stuff. Martin says, great chat so far, guys. Keep it going. Lovely, thank you. Steffi, close to midnight here and I've got a kind of job interview tomorrow. Who cares? Not me. Very good. Going to stay to the end of this live chat. Love it here. Well, you're very welcome. Feel free to check any stuff out here on the channel that you wish. This channel's been going 3 years this week. So feel free to go back, look through the archives. This is live chat number 52. We've done 52 of these. So I say it to anyone, fill your boots. If you know the videos are here, costs you nothing to watch them. So feel free, if you get some information, advice, we influence you to take up bass guitar, job done. Excellent.
Awesome.
LT, good luck on the job interview, Steffi. Yes.
Yes. Get some sleep, Steffi.
Good things are always on the other side of yes. You're quite right. One from my mum. This was at 10:30. Neil played a bit of bass and missed it. Could he do it again? It sounded amazing. No, Mum, you can go back and watch the live show.
Plus, you'll get echoes.
That's it.
Pink Floyd.
Thank you both very much for answering my question. You are great. And Neil, greetings from your best fan in Madrid. Worldwide.
Hola, ¿qué tal?
Stacey, it's beautiful to listen to a song and think of the different directions note-wise it could go at certain points. Like what else would sound nice here or there? Correct. Marcus, good luck for your job interview, Steffi. Fingers crossed. Thanks, Marcus. Very kind of you. Okay, Stacey Ann. Being copacetic is a good goal. Absolutely. You match the energy around you, I do believe. Fabulous. LT, Tyler needed you all on that tour. My cousin Tom Sage, awesome night as always, cousin, but I need to call it a night. No problem, Tom. Thanks, Neil, and mention Isaac Newton the cat to Brian. He should know what I mean if my dad's stories are true.
Okay, yes, we'll do. Yeah.
I
heard that.
Then Martin Fay.
I just want to say to Jeff, I'm sorry, because it's very off-putting, isn't it? But maybe we'll do it another time to have a good chat.
We will get Neil back here on another occasion. LT was asking Jeff what band he's in. For the record, guys, I played a Queen tribute as well. I play one called This Is Queen. I deck for a few others, various ones. So yeah, we do. A lot of us do that sort of thing. Queen as a tribute thing here in the UK is huge since Rhapsody the film. Jeff Davis says, thanks, Neil. That was very difficult for you, but thanks for trying to answer. Here we are.
Cheers, Jeff.
Okay, about 7 minutes. If you want to blast, feel free. But if you want to hang on till 11, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. I
it's
just
good. I
just wanted to say thank you for everyone for hanging around. Great to see familiar faces, even though I didn't see them. I saw the comments. Yeah, so there we go. This is probably annoying for people because it's
It sounds
coming back.
see to me on my camera here. All I'm hearing is
Oh wow, that's weird.
but then I'm not listening to it on the desktop app.
That's true.
Hosting it on the mobile app.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's call it a night.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. This has been brilliant. I can actually join the world now.
I told you it'd be educational.
It always is with you, Mike. Except I always feel like I need to make notes, and then it's like going to be an exam, and I'm going to fail.
See, when Neil and I hook up, we end up talking because we've got so many things to tell each other. It's like the conversation is frantic. It's like and before you know it, 5 hours have gone past, and we're like,
Exactly.
Right, let's have a drink then.
So you're saying that you'll be able to watch this again?
So basically, when we finish, or when I finish the live chat and we end, it's already uploading onto the platform. And literally, I think from about 10 minutes after we stop, you can actually click on it and watch it, and it's still uploading.
Yeah.
And then it's all stored here on my channel. So on Brooks's Bass Corner, if you go to playlists, every video on this channel, all 375 of them, are all slotted into a specific playlist. So if you just want to watch videos about Queen and Neil, there's a Queen related playlist. If you want to look at bass reviews, all the bass reviews are in a playlist. If you want just demos, so you just want to hear sound and tone demos of basses, amps, effect pedals, that's all there as well. If you want to watch Billy Sheehan doing his thing and hear his interviews, there's a Billy Sheehan playlist.
Amazing.
It's all organised, mate.
I've just realised that in the background of my cat makes it look like I've got a comb over.
Well, I didn't like to say, you know.
Yeah, I do need one.
You know, I was talking to you the other day. So this is that bass. This is the Marquis bass.
Oh yes, you would tell me about this.
Yeah, it's arrived today. Not quite as eye-catching as it was in the original photos. But when we were outside earlier, anyone that's watched the live chat from lunchtime noticed that the red and orange element doesn't really stand out indoors, but in natural light, it suddenly it's like a cherry sunburst.
Fantastic.
But so it arrived. We had, I say, a few small little issues with it. So it came here very dusty. Unfortunately, the E string especially, doesn't pass centrally over the pole pieces.
Oh no.
The D string's a little lopsided as well. One of the pole pieces on the bridge pickup is tarnished and discoloured, which you can't really see.
Right.
Like a little bit of rust on it, but I'll deal with that. And worst thing, look, watch the pickup.
Oh.
Yeah. And also the cavity routing for the pickups is excessive, like this huge gap.
Right.
Which wasn't evident on the bass that I had here for review originally. But it plays great. It's just I'm letting it settle today. It'll go on the workbench over the weekend, and I'll adjust the neck, do the intonation, do the pickups, check it all over. But 128 quid.
Amazing. Yeah, it does look interesting.
Just the truss rod needs sorting.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. Well, thanks, Mike. I better get going. Thank you, Marcus, Kimberly, Steffi, Stacey Ann. I'm doing this, aren't I?
Take it easy. We'll chat on WhatsApp tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll speak to you soon, Mike. Take care, everyone.
All the best.
And thanks again, mate. See you soon.
Bye. And that, boys and girls, is Neil Fairclough. I hope you enjoyed that. That was good, wasn't it? 3 hours, almost. Outstanding. Well done, that man. It's just going into the live chat messages here, so I've got to get my head back on that it's just me talking now. Steffi, thank you so much. Been a blast meeting you live, Neil. You're such a sweetheart. Looking forward to the next live chat with you. Thank you. Marcus, thank you very much to you both and all lovely chat members. Great community tonight. Exactly. we are a lovely bunch here on Brooks's Bass Corner. We don't have people coming on being disruptive and rude, so thankfully we haven't had any people like that for a very long time. So thank you all. I hope you all enjoyed that. Neil and I get on like a house on fire. We always have, and this is the thing. You could sit in on our chat, and what you've just seen is no different than when we get together, and it is literally relentless chat. It's great. You meet people like Neil, or for me, people like Neil, we've got so much in common. You meet them rarely in life, so when you find someone who has the same interests, and it's that easy, it's great, absolutely great. Bianca, thank you so much and good night. Take it easy. You're more than welcome to hang around. Stacey, that was amazing. Thank you. The regular team will probably, some of them might appear shortly. Some of them are already here. Martin, you're still there. Neoland, are you still around? Any of the regulars that we have here on the live chat? Show your faces. Let me know you're out there. I'll do a quick bit of housekeeping while we're here. So, if you've enjoyed that with Neil, please hit the subscribe button below. Hit the notification bell so you get notifications when I post up new content here on the channel. And if you'd be wonderful enough to give the video a thumbs up, I'd really appreciate it. It helps me, helps the channel, makes the YouTube algorithm think we're really popular. Of course we are. But yeah, if you can give the video a thumbs up, that'd be very much appreciated. Underneath this video is a description box. There's some text in there. There's a link through to this bass. I'm not sure we're going to get to do this now because it's a bit late, and I was going to play this through an amplifier and do all the tests and stuff, but actually as time has gone on, I think the truss rod's moved in the neck, so these strings are buzzing like crazy. I think the neck needs adjusting before I do a live demo. So we might leave that to a separate live chat, maybe tomorrow. Either I'll do a video or do it as a live chat. Might do it as a live chat, and then you guys can interact with me as I'm going through it. So we'll do that another time. Yeah, so in the description box, there's a load of information regarding that Marquis bass. I'll pull that out and put that onto another video, of course. You'll find links in there for Brooks's Bass Corner merchandise. There's a UK and Europe store. There's a US and worldwide store. If you buy merchandise, you get the product, and the channel receives a very small affiliate commission, which helps us keep the channel going, allows me to buy all the equipment and the stuff for the workshop videos and the lights and the cables and the editing stuff and the basses and the pedals and amplifiers and all of that sort of stuff. You'll also find affiliate links in the description box for Thomann, Amazon UK, Amazon US and Amazon worldwide, Gear for Music and ANDERTONS. So if you've got any bass related purchases coming up, maybe looking for a new bass, speaker, amp, combo, gig bag, strings, cleaning products, accessories, if you go to any of those retailers via the affiliate links in the description box, find what you're looking for, add it to your basket, go through with the transaction, and the channel will receive a very small affiliate commission. And all those small commissions add up to a bigger commission. That's how affiliate marketing works. Underneath the affiliate links, you'll find all the social media links. So you'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, Threads. Go for it, Mike. Instagram, Be Real, Reddit, Quora, and TikTok. So you can check out videos and content on all those social media platforms. So tonight's live chat, number 52, is one of 3 that we're doing here through the summer. So normally we do this every Tuesday evening at 8 o'clock here in London, in the UK. Tonight is number 2 of 3 that we're doing through the summer. So basically we got to the end of May, and we've been going since the start of January, every Tuesday, fairly relentlessly. And I noticed that viewing figures were slightly dropping off, and we were getting into summer. And I know from last year through experience that viewing figures drop off a bit because people go on holiday, they want to spend their evening after work in their garden, they might be eating outdoors, they don't want to be tied to their phone or a PC or a Mac. So rather than do every Tuesday through the summer, I decided to cut it down to one live chat on the last Tuesday of each month through the summer. So June, July, August. So this is number 2. Number 3, I think, is on the, I think I said earlier, 29th of August, I think, which is the last Tuesday in August. And then when we get into September, we'll go back to regular Tuesday nights. So if you want to be part of the community here, get involved in the live chats. I've got some other famous bass playing friends who said they would have no problem coming on here and doing live chats. If you want to see who those people are, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. And again, if you give the video a thumbs up, that would be really appreciated. And we'll see who will appear over the coming months. There's I can tap into these celebrities because I used to interview them and deal with them at the bass shows and through the magazine work, and yeah, so various bass luminaries, fingers crossed, will be here on live chats over the coming months. Got to keep watching to find out. Sometimes I won't know until the day. Sometimes it could be even half an hour before the live chat. Thankfully, I'd approached Neil about doing tonight about a week or so ago. Today he said, yeah, let's go for tonight. We checked all the technology and got it all working at about 5 o'clock. We did a quick test run, made sure it worked, and then here we are. So let me turn the live chat messages back on the camera so I can see everything as it happens. Get the old varifocals in as well. The eyes are zapped. No, I need the messages to stay on. Don't turn them off. Thank you. Thank you. Right, Mum. You were like 2 old women over a garden fence. Absolutely excellent. Well, there you go, Mum. I had a good teacher. Steffi, you are the kind of guys I would like to hang out with. Have a beer and a nice chat. Really enjoyed it so much. Thanks again. Good night, everyone. Thanks, Steffi. Much appreciated. NSJ Music. Hi, welcome. I have a couple of questions about bass rigs. I'm on tour soon. It's my first tour abroad as a bass player. And I've been asked what my preference for bass rig is. Any recommendations? Absolutely. Okay, first of all, what band are you playing in? And what sort of band are you playing in? How big is the band in terms of how many instruments? You know, is it a 4-piece band, 10-piece band, 20-piece band? That can make a big difference. Lots of bands now are bypassing amplification, going for in-ears. Oh, Delano, it's you, isn't it? Musical Youth. Of course. You've got your rig. You've got your barefaced cabs and your alembic preamps. Right, 4-piece band. If you're not going down that route, then I guess you're probably going to want like an integrated manufacturer amp and cab. So, I mean, I'm going to sell, obviously, Aguilar to you. And I do know a lot of touring companies and equipment providers now carry Aguilar anyway. So if you can have an Aguilar rig, I can't take that to the USA. Right, if you go into the US, just ask for Aguilar. Okay, you will get that. Aguilar, a US company based in New York. So you're doing reggae, so I guess you're probably going to want some 15s in there. Maybe a 15 and a 410, maybe a 4x12. Amp wise, you can have the small setup, so you can have an AG700 if you want it clean. Tone hammer if you want some grit and a bit of distortion in there. Alternatively, if money is no option, you've got people providing the gear, ask for an Aguilar DB751, which is the all singing, all dancing tube and MOSFET head that Aguilar produce. In my view, the greatest bass amp on the planet. I have one. I generally don't use it on lots of work because it's so heavy. Generally, I'll take my AG700, which I have here. But a lot of the work I'm doing now, like when I did Uncle Funk the other week when we were both on the same festival, I'm on a pedal board with in-ear monitors. So again, this is why I was asking how many people in your band, because it might be they don't want any amplification on stage. But if you are having amplification, I'd heartily recommend Aguilar as your first choice. If you're in the US, you could have Ampeg. You can get Ashdown if you want Ashdown. I know Mark Gooday and Dan Gooday have a good network of providers for that gear out there. You could be looking at Mark Bass. I mean, there are so many amp manufacturers now. I mean, there's just so much out there. Galley and Kruger. But I'm going to keep saying Aguilar because A, it's what I use. I love the tone. I love the flexibility. Extremely reliable. And again, if you're in the US, you get a problem with Aguilar gear. It's an American company. They're going to have more of that gear over there than anywhere else in the world. So if you can spec what you're going to have, ask for a DB751, either a tone hammer or an AG700 as a backup. And then cabinet wise, take your pick. They do everything. So you want 4x10s, 210s, 212s, 4x12s, 8x10s. You can have what you want. Go on the Aguilar website, aguilaramp.com. Go to the amplifier and speaker sections. Pick the items you want. If you want to make it easy for your road crew, pick the SL range because they're super light. It'll save their backs and they'll thank you for that. But the tone is still magnificent. So, yeah, that would be my advice to you, my friend. Let's see. Marcus, thank you, Mike. Good night from Switzerland. Thank you very much, Marcus. Appreciated it. You're welcome on the channel anytime. Feel free to check in when you like. Not keen on Ashdown or Ampeg. Okay, Aguilar it is. If you end up dealing with people at Aguilar, by all means mention me. If you want to contact the people here in the UK who deal with Aguilar in order to open some doors with Aguilar in the US, you need to speak to Barnes and Mullins, based out in Oswestry. Yeah, and you can mention my name to anyone at Barnes and Mullins. They know who I am. I'm an endorser of Aguilar stuff. They know me very well. We went to New York together back in 2014 when I interviewed Dave and Dave, as Aguilar was back then, and we interviewed Stuart Spector when we went to see Stuart. So yeah, so if you want to do that. But otherwise, if you're just dealing with the touring commitment thing in the US, just spec to the company. DB751, take an AG700 as backup, pick your cabs, away you go. If you've got any more questions on that, Delano, just ask. I'm more than happy to talk about it. But don't take your alembics unless you've got a serious road case. You don't want those being shipped and any problems happening. Or see if you can spec an alembic base on your touring equipment. You are taking your alembic. Make sure you've got insurance because there's no guarantee that will pay out either. I know too many musicians who've taken instruments abroad and when things have gone wrong, the insurers haven't paid out. And also, based on an alembic, you may find you only get up to a certain level on insurance. Make sure you check what that level is before you pay the insurance premium. Some insurers won't go above a certain level. So yeah, definitely check that. Guys, got any questions about basses, amps, speakers, pedals, accessories, gig bags, strings? If I can help, more than happy to. It's what I'm here for. Delano and I go years back. We don't get to see each other very often. We usually cross paths on bass shows and what have you. I'm more than happy to try and help where I can. You've got full replacement policy. Fabulous. Okay. Fingers crossed for you, my friend. Don't let an alembic get destroyed with an airline. They're too precious. Stacey, are you still there? Who have we got from the regular? There we go. Could micro alembic be of help? She could. Delano has interaction with Micah. Maybe see if they could lend you something. That would take the worry out of the flight. Are you driving around the States or are you flying around? If you're driving around and Alembic would loan you a bass, that would be a very safe option. I'm sure they've got a stock of instruments they can use for touring people. You're doing both. Might be worth the question. I'm sure they'd help. I mean, she knows who you are, so it might be worth worth doing. We're doing the Lost 80s live tour. Okay, cool. Good luck. Let us know how you're doing on that. By all means, check into the channel when we're doing live chats. Let us know how you're going on. Scary. I'm not sure I'd ever want to ship one of my lembics. I mean, I've even got out the habit of really taking anything other than my Ibanez ATK or my Betsy, or even something cheaper. I'd probably take something like this Marquis bass now, doing overseas gigs. I just got a text message from my... I can't read it, Mum. It's gone. The message has disappeared off my screen. I'm not jumping out of the live chat because it'll all go a bit haywire. But I hope you're safe and well out there, wherever you are in the world. Thank you if you've been on tonight's live chat. Really appreciate it. I thought Neil was only going to do about half an hour to an hour. So, as I've said to people before, when he and I get talking, it can be a long evening. But it's great. I mean, how often do you get to talk to the bass player with Queen? You know, there's advice and information there that you're not going to get anywhere else. So Neil's the sort of guy who you can learn a lot from. And we always have a blast, we do. You know. So if you've got any questions about anything bass related, let us know. Maybe you've been out on some gigs, let us know where you've been playing. Maybe if you've bought some new gear, maybe you're looking to buy some new gear. You've got some money burning a hole in your pocket and you'd like to buy some new equipment. Maybe you're looking at changing your strings. Maybe you've got some gear problems. Maybe your bass is playing up. Maybe the action's moving, neck moving. Maybe your amplifier's being a bit dicky. Ask me. If I can help, I will. If I can't help, chances are one of my learned friends here on Brooks's Bass Corner might well know what the answer is. We've solved many a bass related problem here. Stacey, Neil was just loving this, and yes, what gems he shared. Exactly. Where are you going to learn about stuff that goes on with Queen in rehearsal and sound checks? You're just not. You're not going to hear that stuff. And yeah, I know kind of the boundary I can go to with Neil for info, so it's all good. It's all good. But thank you everyone for all the comments and the questions. That really kind of kept it all flowing. It was great. Really good. So I hope you all enjoyed that. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. So yeah. So what can I tell you about this bass? So I did a live chat earlier to talk about this, and I said to people, if you're wondering what I'm ranting and raving about, so basically this bass is made by a company called Harley Benton. In the UK and Europe, they're sold through Thomann exclusively. And the reason I was getting excited was the Marquis bass was the last bass review that I wrote for Bass Player magazine before the magazine stopped being a printed publication. Went over to being a solely online sort of website entity. Unfortunately, that review of a 4-string and a 5-string never got printed. It was due to be in the magazine that would have come out after the last one, but obviously we didn't get that far. So neither Harley Benton nor Thomann read my glowing review of a black stained Marquis 4 and a sunburst stained 5. I did 2 demo videos, both of them are here on the channel. You can see the 4-string demo in a link quite near the top of the description box, you'll see that. And I haven't done the review videos, or at least I haven't posted them up. I've pretty much filmed them and edited them, but I never did the what's that, the Thomann tooth? What's that? What do you mean, Martin? I don't know what you mean. I've lost my thread. So I hadn't posted up the review videos, but anyway, last week I was mooching around on Bass Chat, on the Bass Chat forum, and someone posted up that there was a 25th anniversary loyalty sale. What's that say? Hold it neck down, it looks like a tooth. Like that. Does it? on the sauce, Martin? Or did you mean that? I don't know. Anyway. So anyway, there's a 25th anniversary loyalty sale going on, featuring a whole bunch of Harley Benton products and on Thomann. And the prices are low. It's a sale. And there were a couple of bases in there. There was a candy apple red jazz, a sunburst jazz, a left-handed sunburst jazz, and this Marquis. So none of the other colours were available. It was just the 4-string sunburst stain Marquis. The 5s have been discontinued. The blue and the black versions weren't in the sale. Still very well priced, £191. But this bass last week, and this sale runs through until August the 3rd. This bass was £128. A learned friend of mine from the Queen tribute I play in let me know earlier. He'd seen my live chat that went out at lunchtime, and he said, that bass isn't £128 anymore, it's £175. It's gone up in price. But still at £175, it's an amazing bass for the price, okay? So the bass arrived today. I did an unboxing video. I think I've put the link to it in the description box. If I haven't, let me put it into the live chat window, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So that is here. So I did this unboxing video earlier. The bass is okay. It's not quite the startling, eye-catching flame maple sunburst stain example that I had before, and it's not as quite as eye-catching as the pictures that you see. However, it's okay. The bass was really dusty when it came out of the box, so it hadn't been wiped down. There's a little bit of fading on the neck laminate at the headstock. I'm not sure if you can see it. I couldn't see it when I showed it on the camera earlier, but basically you can see it. There we go. So there's a bit of, it's like something scratched it, but anyway, I can live with that. The truss rod needs adjusting. The strings aren't the Darios that came on the review model 2 years ago. And then we get on to the pickups and the bridge. So the E string is not going anywhere near the middle poles of either pickup. It's meant to go through the middle of the two. And it's not. There's some tarnish, kind of rust on the second pole of the bridge pickup. The D string isn't going anywhere near the middle poles of the pickups either. Yeah. And the cavity routing for the pickups is excessive. But I really can't be bothered to send it back. Oh, and also the pickups are loose and very easy to compress. So either they're not locked down properly with the screws, or the foam that's under here is rubbish. So I'll be replacing that. We will do a workbench video for this bass, and I'll go around and sort it all out. And then we'll see if it plays better than it did when it came out of the box. For £128, I'm not going to send it back. I can make this play how it should. Lots of people have been going on about how they don't like the shape. It's got a touch of the Warwick and Status Buzzards, which is the basses that John Entwistle played in the latter stages of his career, from about the mid-80s through till when he passed away in 2002. I think there's a bit of that going on. It's quite rock. I don't care. I'll be using it in Uncle Funk, doing some gigs with it. We've got black lycra costumes with flames in red, orange and yellow. So the cherry sunburst will work a treat. Doesn't look very cherry in here, but in daylight this becomes very red. So there's obviously a bit of a colour change thing going. There you go, you get a bit more of the red there. So obviously he has one of those paint jobs that kind of changes based on the light it's in. But it played okay earlier. The strings are just very buzzy and it needs a bit of neck adjustment, but we can sort that. No big deal. But I still think I've got a great bass for the price, I have to say. But I will make this play great, and the demo video will show you how these play and how good they sound. But, nothing I can't sort out. Don't worry about that. Messages. Let's see. Oh, I think we're up to date there. I think we are. anyone got any bass related questions, any comments, anything you'd like to know, anything you want some help or advice with, let me know. If you're watching this live chat after the event, and you may well do that, lots of friends and bass players who frequent the channel sometimes watch the live chats as podcasts, and there will actually be some podcasts coming up. I'm probably going to start filming those next week. And thank you. Since we did the last live chat, the last scheduled live chat, because I've been doing lots of impromptu ones when I've been out on shows. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Good to see you. Welcome aboard. Thank you to everyone who's been buying merchandise. I really appreciate it. Thank you for any super thanks payments. And thank you to Stacey for tonight's super chat payment. Very much appreciated. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments, getting involved in the videos, getting involved on social media. I can't do it without you guys. It'd just be me producing a load of content and no one having an opinion about it. And it's our 3rd birthday this week. I can't remember the exact date. I could go into YouTube and find out. So it's a crease. But this week is the 3rd birthday of the channel. So thank you to everyone who's got involved over the 3 years. Thank you for sticking by me if you've been with us from the start. If you're new on board, welcome aboard. We're a bass related channel. So if you're looking to take up bass guitar, maybe you've been playing a short while, maybe you've been playing more years than you care to remember, you're very welcome here. We do live chats when we get into September. We'll be back to the regular Tuesday slot, 8 p.m. If you subscribe to the channel, or at least hit the notification bell, you'll get notifications and you'll see when I'm posting up and booking in live chat slots and posting up new content. You'll be alerted, you'll be notified. And that's how we roll. So there will be some demo videos going up in the next couple of days. I'm a bit busy tomorrow with family stuff. But possibly on Thursday there will be a demo video. And I need to do the live chat video going through this bass, because we were meant to do that tonight as part of the live chat. And unfortunately it's now got to 25 past 11. I'm not going to be making a din. So we will do that as a separate video in the next couple of days. 2 seconds. That's all. Everything seems to be working at the moment, which is great. Wow. Since I started the live chat, we've gained 4 new subscribers. Thank you. If you're still with us, welcome. Very much appreciated. If you've got any more Queen questions, if I can help in any way, I'm a huge Queen fan. So if we've got any more Queen fans who are here for Neil's live chat, let me know. And if you want to talk Queen, Queen albums, Queen gigs, anything to do with Queen, I'm more than happy to go down that rabbit hole. If we don't get a lot of interaction over the next 30 minutes or so, I'll wrap this up at midnight, which is in 33 minutes time. But yeah, if you'd like to talk about Queen, maybe what Neil does with Queen, you want to talk about John Deacon, more than happy to do that. I played a Queen tribute, so I'm regularly playing the bass lines of John Deacon, and it's always a pleasure. So let's just check that Harley Benton offer. I'm going to go back into bass chat, click on the link, the sale link, and see what else is going on there. Let's have a look. Maybe the prices have gone up. We are celebrating 25th anniversary of Harley Benton by offering 25% off on 25 products. They were offering more than 25% off that bass when I ordered it last week. So 25 products for 25 days. Got it. Okay. Right, let's have a look at the prices for the other basses. So the Candy Apple Red Jazz is still £105. The Sunburst Jazz is 105, and the left-handed one is 115. Now then, the Marquis has been taken off It's no longer available in that sale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So they basically added in, they've still got all the pedals. No. So they've only got one pedal on there now. They had a number of pedals on there last week. The Marquis has come off and they've got some other guitars in there. So the Marquis is no longer 128. It is now 175. It's still a great value bass. When I reviewed it for the magazine, it was 267. And even at that price, I thought it was the steal of the century. So yeah. And the blue one is 192 and the black one is 192. So you're still getting the Sunburst one cheaper than the other two models. So yeah, it's not the end of the world. So I better take down the £128 price tag because it's not £128 anymore. If we've got the viewer who bought, I don't know if they bought this bass or what, but they bought something through Thomann last week after I'd done the video regarding this bass. They did buy something and I've got the affiliate points here. Thank you very much if that was you. I don't know what you bought. All I get is like a one-line transaction details saying literally what date and how much they spent. I don't know if you bought a bass, other products. It was on the 20th of July. So if that was you, thank you very much. You can do exactly what that person did, whether it's a bass, amplifier, pedals, accessories. If you go into the description box below, you'll find affiliate links for Thomann, as well as affiliate links for Amazon, Gear for Music, and Andertons. So if you've got any bass-related purchases coming up, I can't break it down into the best price on each site. I'd be there all day doing it. But say you're looking for a set of Road Sound strings, perhaps. Click on any of the affiliate links to the various retailers, find the cheapest price, add the product to your basket, go through with the purchase, and the channel will receive a very small affiliate commission, which helps to keep the channel running. Okay, comments are slowing, I think, and numbers have dropped. So we will carry on until around about midnight, so another 30 minutes, and then we'll call it a day. But if I can help any of you before we call it a day, let me know. So I've been very busy with gigs. I've been out with Uncle Funk doing a lot of festivals. Haven't done any Queen shows since now, end of June. In fact, I think I did my last Queen show a couple of days before the last live chat. So pretty much since then, I think it's been all Uncle Funk stuff. Let me just check the diary. So last live chat was on the 27th of June. So Uncle Funk, Uncle Funk, Uncle Funk. Yeah, it's been Uncle Funk all the way. Apart from last Saturday, I had a function, a wedding function with a wedding band. But it's been all Uncle Funk out on festivals. So if you've been watching the impromptu live chats, which just happen on the gigs when I know either I've got Wi-Fi or good mobile internet reception, I can suddenly, out of nowhere, spring up with a live chat. And we did one actually on Sunday. From the Secret Garden Party gig, festival gig in Huntingdon, which was a good show. We had a great time. I didn't know much about that festival. I'd never really heard of it or played at it, but it's quite well known apparently. Then last Friday we were at Chidfest on the south coast in Hailsham down near Brighton, and the night before that we were at Stand and Corley in Hertfordshire, which is a bit of a home gig for the band. The band was originally from that area in Bishop Stortford, and yeah, we had an absolute blast. The video footage, you may have seen some of it. I posted on social media. It was fabulous. We had a great night. In fact, I had a great weekend. apart from the rain on Saturday at the function wedding. Apart from that, the rest of the weekend was great. Had nothing to worry about. But we've been all over the place, doing festivals, private functions. We did a gig, Delano was there at Camper Jam Festival back on the 8th of July, and the weather on the way there was absolutely horrendous. And when we turned up at the festival, we weren't sure if it was all going to be going on or not. It was absolutely tipping down. Wayne Cooper, good to see you. Don't think you've been here before, but nice to see you. What is that yellow and black guitar? That's a Dingwall. Dingwall NG2. Nolly Get Good. Signature. Let me get it. It's got fan frets. It's got neodymium pickups. And it's got a dark glass tone capsule preamp. So here we go. So if I hold it, you're going to see the frets are all slanted. And that's fan frets for you. So a lot of people look at it and go, what the hell? How does that work? So basically fan frets are based around the angle that your fingers and your hand sit in when you're playing. It's meant to be a more natural way of fretting a bass. And actually a lot of people make a big deal of it and say, oh, it's too hard, I'm looking at the fingerboard. Well, you don't look at the fingerboard when you're playing, you look at the edge of the neck for fret placement, where you're going to play. So, providing you haven't got some cack-handed way of playing and fretting notes, your fingers should automatically sit and follow the angle of the frets. So I've never had a problem with it. I literally look along the side of the neck at the fret dots and the fret ends. That's how I play. I don't sit there with my head at the front facing while I'm playing. That's not particularly inspiring or entertaining for anyone. But it works really well. And the bass is a multi-scale bass. Each string is a different scale length. So it means it has a very mid-punchy voicing on every string. Clarity is off the charts. Bottom end is fabulous. Mid-range just cuts through. It's a great bass to play. All Dingwalls are fan fret. They do various models. You don't see many NG2s anymore. They generally are NG3s, so you end up with 3 pickups. But this is an NG2 from 2017 in Ferrari yellow, no less. Graphite scratch plate, as I said, dark glass tone capsule circuit. So the dark glass tone capsule is a 3-band EQ, but it's bass, low mid, high mid. There's no treble. Active passive switch, and then we have 4 pickup settings. So off the top of my head, I think it's front pickup, both pickups in series, both pickups in parallel, back pickup, I think. Can't remember. And then there's some lovely features. So you've got the signature and stuff on the plate. You've got magnetic battery cavity cover. So getting to the batteries is nice and easy. 4-bolt neck, made in China. I think maybe the production's changed to another country, I'm not sure. The bass is great. Love it. Love playing Dingwall. Oh. But great. Really good bass. If you never checked out a Dingwall, go for it. It is interesting. It's very interesting. But they play great. There's a demo. If you want to hear a demo, Wayne, let me just get the NG2 demo that I put on here. You can check it out. Hear how it sounds. Here you go. Check it out. I mean, the video isn't excessively long. There's loads of other sounds this bass can do. I just haven't done the extra videos since I uploaded this one. So bear with me. There will be some more soundbite demos for this bass at some point. Low B string on this is magnificent. multi-scale length. So the low B, I think, is 37-inch scale. Have you watched the Super Mario Brothers movie? No, I haven't. No, sir. Haven't had time. But yeah, so that's a Dingwall NG2 for you. Very cool, very groovy, lovely to play, sounds amazing. Well worth checking out. There we go. Yeah, if you've got any other questions, Wayne, about any basses, feel free, let me know. If I can help, happy to do so. Martin, are you still there? Have you gone to bed? How you been? Haven't seen you for a month. Hope you're well. Hope everything's good over in Dublin. Do you like the Titanic? That's not really bass related. What, the film or the ship at the bottom of the ocean? Do I like it? It's a ship at the bottom of the ocean. I don't know really how to reply to that. The film, it's okay. It's okay. I like James Cameron's stuff. The problem with the Titanic film is you know how it's going to end. You know the ending before you get there. So for those of you who've been watching the bass string experiment series, I'm happy to report, as of last weekend, as of Sunday, that bass and those strings have now done 53 gigs. You're still waiting for the Titanic 2 to set sail. Ah. You'll have to keep watching then, sir. But yes, so we've done 53 gigs with the same set of strings. They're still going. Here on the channel, the videos are only up to gig number 14. I will be putting those, the next batch of videos for that series together. Probably once I get my gig out of the way on Friday this week. So maybe on Saturday I'll do some bulk editing. So the idea for the next bunch of videos in that series is, rather than do an individual video for each gig, we're going to sort of group them together. So it'll be 5 videos, 5 gigs per video. Because what I was finding was, once I got to gig 14, there were a couple of gigs where the strings hadn't really changed. Once you get past the initial brightness, and the way strings are, they then kind of settle, and the changes are far less evident, and they don't change as quick. So the next batch of videos will cover, well, the next video will be gigs 15 to 19, then 20 to 24, then 25 to 29, and so on. But I can tell you we're up to gig 53. It's going to do gig 54 on Friday this week, so we'll see how that goes. Stacey, just grabbing a quick bit of dinner here, but still on. Excellent, good to see you. Wayne Cooper, so maybe this year or in 2024 the Titanic 2 will set sail. I don't know, but they might know soon. I'll leave you to keep me posted on that one, Wayne. You will be my correspondent for that information. you missed any of the chat with Neil Fairclough tonight, you will be able to check it literally about 10 minutes after this live chat finishes. It will be uploading to the YouTube channel. So at the moment it's being streamed via the camera. Once the chat ends, it'll be uploaded and you can watch any of it back. You can literally go anywhere in the chat. You don't have to watch the whole thing from top to bottom. You can jump into it anywhere you like. So that will be there for reference if you want to watch it. If you haven't watched any of it and you think, what the hell is he talking about? We had Neil Fairclough from Queen and Adam Lambert's touring band here tonight. Did 2.5 hours of chat, answering questions, generally chewing the bass fat. Wayne Cooper, I hope if there is a way to raise the Titanic, but it's impossible. Why would you want to raise it? It's a graveyard. Leave it be. It's breaking apart. It's being eaten by the elements on the seabed floor and the water. Just leave it. There's nothing to be gained from raising it up, apart from people wanting to make money on things that are there. Just leave it. It's a graveyard. Correct. Leave it. Leave it alone. Don't worry about it. Let nature follow its course. Would be my advice there. Not that anyone's going to listen to me, are they? So who's got gigs coming up? Where's everyone playing next? I'm trying to think what I've got coming up. Actually, it's going to be a very hectic month through August. So this weekend I've got a function on Friday, which is quite local, which is fab. Next week I'm doing 21st Century ABBA down at the Wickham Festival in Hampshire. Following day, Uncle Funk are going to Denmark. Going to do my first ever gig in Scandinavia. Never been to Denmark. Never been to Sweden, Finland, Norway, any of that. So looking forward to that. Then I've got a Queen tribute in Devon on the 8th of August. Then Uncle Funk are playing the Saltasia Festival. We're doing Royal Windsor Racecourse. Not far for me to go. Windsor. A couple of miles down the road, so that'll be fab. Then we've got a wedding function in Chelmsford on the 12th. Then we're doing another festival down in Bristol at Blaze Castle on the 18th of August. Got a private birthday party in Newmarket on the 19th. Then I've got Platinum ABBA in Hunstanton at Princess Theatre on the 20th. Uncle Funk are then playing Goat Fest, which is something I've never heard of in my life. That's on the 26th of August, which is bank holiday weekend. Then we're into September, and it still carries on. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 gigs in September, and then October carries on. A couple in November, and then we're into December. Before you know it, Christmas will be around the corner. Stacey, you've got busy days coming up. Yeah, don't I know it? Wayne Cooper, I know the submarine exploded in 2023 while it was taking a tour of the Titanic. It didn't even get that far. I think they only got about an hour down, and that was that submarine gone. So I'll reiterate, if you've been following the live chat tonight, you aren't already a subscriber to the channel, please feel free to hit the red subscribe button below, hit the notification bell, and also please give the video a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. It helps to push the channel and the videos along with the algorithm. And by hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell, you'll get notifications when I post up new content here, and also when I'm doing live chats and posts on the community tab. At the bottom of the live chat window, you'll see an emoji icon. Feel free to hit the emojis as much as you wish. Next to it, you'll see there's a dollar symbol. That's called Super Chat. Allows you to make a contribution to the channel, which allows the channel to continue to do its thing. Underneath the video, you'll find a series of icons. There's a thumbs up and a thumbs down. Please hit the thumbs up. If you're going to hit the thumbs down, then please leave a comment. Let me know why you don't like the video or what you don't like about the channel. You'll then find a share icon, which allows you to share this video out to social media, email, websites, whatever you wish. Then there's a bunch of other icons, and you'll see a love heart with a dollar symbol in. That's called Super Thanks. That's because every video here on the channel is monetized. So by hitting Super Thanks, if you see a particular video you like, or you get some information from a video that you find useful, if you want to say thank you to me in the channel, hit the Super Thanks button. Allows you to make a small financial donation to the channel. Stacey made a super chat payment to the channel earlier, $4.99. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Stacey. It's just posted. Yes, be sure to click all notifications. Learn from her mistake. Yes, poor Stacey missed a load of the impromptu live chats on over the past few weeks when I've been out playing festivals. I didn't even realise the live chats were happening till after I'd finished. But there we go. Not to worry. So yeah, if you hit the notification bell, make sure you select all, so you get every notification when there's something going on here on the channel. Okay, we'll carry on for about another 8 or 9 minutes, then we're going to call it an evening. It's been great. Having Neil on was great. Hope you all enjoyed it. And thank you for all the questions, all the comments. Very much appreciated. Wayne Cooper, did you see my question on the chat before the one on the bottom? I've seen your messages since 11:33, Wayne. Was there a message before that? I will quickly scroll through, but I don't think there was. So I don't know what your message was. No, I think I've dealt with all your questions. You can look up the submarine that exploded in 2023 on Google. Thank you for that information. Yeah, I kind of don't share the fascination on this stuff. Yeah. I'm glad it interests you. That's fabulous. Not my thing though. Thank you. We're a bass guitar channel here. We're talking basses. Great bass players. Albums with great bass players on. Bands that had great bass players in them. So yes, coming up we will have, I will do that video probably Thursday as a live chat talking about the Harley Benton Marquis. Then we'll get some demo and review videos up, and then we'll see where we're going. I've got so much content to post up, it's ridiculous, but it's just having the time to do all of the social media and promotion for them. As I've explained before, you can't really put a video out without doing the push to go with it, because otherwise there's no point putting the video out. It's not going to do anything. So you have to have the time to commit to doing the promotion for it, and pushing it, giving it the biggest push you can. Wayne Cooper. Also, I did hear the submarine explained 2023, maybe a month or two ago. Okay. Have you got any bass related questions, Wayne? Anything you'd like to talk about bass related? Let's see what's happening here. Just give me a moment, people. Just tidying everything up before we say goodnight. Just checking there's nothing left anything hanging here. No, that all looks good. Okay. It's 5 to midnight here in London town, here in the UK. I'm going to bid you all good evening. Thank you very much for attending this live chat. It's been an absolute blast. If you've missed it, I suggest you go and watch it via the YouTube channel in about 10 minutes. Oh, David Mayo. Evening from Montreal, Canada. Good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm literally about to sign off. So, David, you're very welcome here on the channel. If you want to check out what has gone down on tonight's live chat with Neil Fairclough from Queen and Adam Lambert, when this live chat finishes in a couple of minutes, come back out to the main part of the channel, look for live chat 52 and check it out. So Neil from Queen and Adam Lambert basically spent 2.5 hours here on live chat 52 conversing with me, talking to the folks here in the community, answering their questions, and we had an absolute blast. But thank you for attending. I really appreciate it. Unfortunately, you've come in at the tail end of the live chat. But we'll be doing another one of these on August 29th, which will be live chat 53. And if you want to keep up with what I'm doing here on the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you will see when I'm doing impromptu live chats, and you'll get notifications when I'm posting up new content or posting on the community tab. You can check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok, BeReal, Discord, Quora, and Reddit. So we're out there. If you want to leave me a comment, feel free to do that in the comments section. If you're watching this live chat video after the event, the live chat window will be closed, but you can still leave comments, and I'll reply to you as soon as I get a notification from YouTube to say you've left a comment. I'm pretty good like that. I don't leave comments hanging for days and weeks on end. I'll deal with it as soon as I see it or get a notification. So on that note, I will bid you good evening, or good afternoon, or good morning, wherever you are in the world. Thank you very much for attending the live chat. If you've been on here, it was an absolute blast. We'll get Neil back again sometime. And I hope you have a great week. Hope you have a great 5 weeks, which is when we'll next do a proper scheduled live chat. But I've got loads of festivals, loads of gigs coming up. So as long as I've got either Wi-Fi or a really good mobile connection, I'll do an impromptu live chat. If you want to check out some of those live chats, just go into the live section here on the channel and you'll see them all there. No, exactly, Wayne. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. On that note, I'm going to call it a day. Take it easy. I'll see you all.